Dean, I saw a post on OSRBST about a week ago.
About a week ago.
And I can't stop thinking about it. I can't stop.
Okay, what was it?
So this guy was selling something, right? And it was a damaged item for like a damaged item price, right?
Was it Henry Cavill's heart?
Jesus Christ.
Way too soon.
And yeah, let's run the intro now. And he put something along the lines of the seller chose not to get insurance and this figure arrived damaged, very like backhandedly, right? And he's like, so I'm selling it basically for a loss since I'm kind of stuck with it, right? And it got me thinking, and I want to ask you guys as well: is the responsibility of the seller to go out of their way to get insurance? Now, obviously, like sometimes you see things posted, it's like, oh, this is $300 shipped, right? And then I think you do have to ask the question, like, is that shipped with insurance? What tracking method? Like, you know what I mean? But generally speaking, like if I do a deal with someone on BST, should I expect that they are going to get insurance if I do not ask for it? So I posed the question to the group, to the boys, to the comments, to the people watching live. You know, if you buy something, are you in your mind automatically expecting it to be shipped insured? Because the way that post read, it very much seemed like he had just assumed that it was going to be insured and it wasn't, and it arrived damaged.
I think, man, you want to do this as the fucking intro? That's a really good question.
I can't stop thinking about it because I personally always get insurance when I ship things. When I ship things of value that I cannot replace. Like, for example, I ship Marco's Arena 3D print. Like, I could always reprint that. Like, I'm not going to spend $5 when it's not worth anything, essentially. You know, I'm shipping a $400 or $500 hot toy, statue, whatever. I would ask the buyer if they want to pitch in, but, usually I'll do it because I can't be out of pocket if it arrives damaged.
Yeah. I think as a seller, you should kind of, especially at a high ticket item, you should be putting insurance on your stuff. It's kind of like when car companies sell a car, there's certain insurances they put in the vehicle, right? Like traction control and a governor on how fast you can go.
Yeah.
Because if you fucking destroy that car and the seller's like, hey, I didn't know there was no traction control, you're out of a car that you just sold that costs 60 grand. So, yeah, I think as a seller, you should protect yourself.
Now, let me just read some of this comments before John goes. Vane says, I insure anything I sell and I offer to pay extra on anything I buy on the BST to have insurance added. Mr. Mom says, I make no assumptions personally. If it's something expensive, I make sure it's talked about with the buyer.
Precisely.
If they want insurance. I like that a lot. I think assuming is the worst thing.
Exactly.
Andy says, insurance is much more. That's one reason Sideshow shipping is so high. Yeah, if you send an expensive item, insurance is not an insignificant amount. It would need to be established between the seller and the buyer, not assumed. Sorry about that, John.
No, please. I agree completely with Mr. Malm. There shouldn't be any assumptions. Seller, you indicate on your sales post, this is final sale. You take multiple pictures. Take pictures of you boxing it up. Take video if you can. Anything to protect yourself. As the buyer, it's your responsibility as well to protect yourself. I think it's going to be on both parties. As a buyer, if you don't know the seller, don't be paying friends and family. Goods and services is what you should be paying. End of story.
So goods and service provides that extra level of protection, right?
It does. Because to be honest, if you're buying insurance, from what I've heard, if you're buying insurance through your postal service or wherever you're delivering from, apparently it's very difficult to get that claim fulfilled for the value that you paid. So you may pay for $500 insurance, but then proving that item was worth $500, they put you through the hoop to do that. So I always recommend, in every circumstance, pay the goods and services. Even if they request the fee, the certain percentage, just pay it, because then you're safe with through PayPal. But always protect yourself. This isn't, when you're dealing with money and deals, unless you know the person, unless you guys can always reach out to us at the groups. Always especially if it's a BST group, recommendations. Have you or people who have done deals with this person? Can I get references?
Yeah.
I think that's key. If this person's not getting references or ramblings about bad service, don't even think twice about sending it friends and family.
Jazzy says, in my experience as a seller, insurance only covers if it's lost or UPS/FedEx packs it themselves. Andrew says, as a seller, I always cover my ass with insurance. I feel it's my responsibility as the seller. And Equan says, there's no guarantee insurance covers the entire cost.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been burned and they only covered half before. It's funny when Dean sent me a gift many years ago from eBay, and it was misdelivered, and for about 7 or 8 days, I didn't know where the package was. It was delivered to the wrong address. And USPS actually denied the insurance claim.
Yeah.
Blew my mind. Before I had even gotten the package back, they're like, nope, sorry, we delivered it close enough. Your neighbor likely would have brought it over.
Insurance is not, from what I've heard and discussed with fellow collectors, it's not worth it. There's other methods that you can take to cover. Unless it's like a newly purchased item. Like, let's say you bought something off of Sideshow and then you're doing a flip because something's changed or whatever. Just as an example, where you have receipts, everything to back it up. But if you're selling something from like a 5-10-year-old collection that's been out of the box, open, insurance, I'd look at other methods to protect yourself.
I think pretty definitively, though, it seems like it's the buyer's responsibility to request it. Like, this has to be on your checklist. I'm changing my mind on this because I always just assume that it's part of it. But I think to make sure that there's no miscommunication, it should always be brought up when you're asking for pictures. You should be asking, are they going to be ship insured? And this is, I've done many transactions at this point, and I don't really think to ask. And I think moving forward, I always will ask.
Do you expect them to pay it, though, or do you pay the extra?
I think we come to it. I normally like to come to an agreement on a price shipped. So I think that they would pay it unless they've, unless we brought that up in the negotiations.
Because I've never shipped anything insured. Anybody I've ever dealt with buy sell trade has had their own references, like Dennis Cassie on Hot Toys Canada, and like a bunch of people, right? So for me, I think if anything, as the seller, I would just ask if that person wants it insured, and then I would then go and get the quote for the shipping.
Say it's an extra cost,
yeah.
Yeah,
here's the cost if that's what you want. If not, then all good. And like John said, take a ton of pictures to make sure it left in good condition.
There we go, Eric. We can see your comments, and we're glad to have you here. Let's roll the intro. Let's get into this, boys.
Are you an angel?
What?
An angel. I heard the deep space pilots talk about them. They're the most beautiful creatures in the universe.
Hello there. We are tonight's entertainment.
We would be honored if you would join us.
You've got a billion toys.
You brought in the doll collection.
These are not dolls, Jim. These are commodities. Same as gold or oil.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now listening to the Collecting Weekly podcast.
Shall we lock in the artillery power?
This is the true form of floor gang right here. Very nice. YouTube.com/collectingweekly. Thank you very much. That's very cool. Big.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm John.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. It's a weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
That's right. We want to thank our friends over at 1/6 Corner for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. Use code CW10 during our live recording for 10% off all in-stock items. That's capital C, capital W, 10.
We have a great show planned for you guys tonight. We have a ton of stuff to talk about. I literally don't know if we will get to our movie of the week this week, which is a shame because I know a lot of people really wanted us to talk about it again. But we're going to work very hard and be very efficient to get to that for you guys. But it's our last show of the year, and we have a wonderful giveaway that we're going to be doing today. Shout out to Lane Kramer for sponsoring the Classic Suit Spider-Man giveaway, so stay tuned. We'll be doing that around the end of the show, and yeah, it should be really exciting. Dean, before we get into all that, we have a very special segment that we start off all of the best shows with.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Yes.
It's new this week.
Yeah. What'd you get new this week? I got a sweet gift from our good friend Lane Kramer. Shout out Lane. Zach and I went to go see him up in Austin last week, and or 2 weekends ago. Yeah, 2 weekends ago.
Yes.
And he surprised me with the Short Trooper. Which one is it?
It's the squad leader.
Yeah, the squad leader. And yeah, it's freaking sweet. I love it. It's super cool. So I added that to my collection. It's beautiful.
Did we already talk about that? I thought you talked about this because you said this one was not faded in comparison to the other one that was faded. Or am I did I dream that situation?
No.
Was that an After Dark?
Too much time in bed.
No,
I think it would think it was in a private chat.
No, it
Might
was
have been the
definitely on
Patreon
stream.
chat.
It was. What the hell was it?
Oh, good. I don't want to derail. I'm like.
Yeah, I don't remember. We did talk about it.
Okay.
What a fool, Ben.
Tripping me out. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, Vane, it's like 50-50 right now. I think we may take on for the holiday next week, but we'll see. Is that all you got this week, Dean?
I believe. I did get. I don't think I talked about this. No, I did talk about it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Marco, what'd you get this week?
Yeah, so I had a really nice week. This actually was last week and this week. So got that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Use 4-pack from NECA that I've been waiting on for a minute. Of the Use, I know I said it really fucking weird. So second NECA set, I had the Shredder that Equan found me a while ago. So again, I'm really trying not to go into this, size range, but I had to add these. This was like, I played this VHS out. My parents might still have it, but I'd love to find it. And then also got hooked up. Shout out to Scott Bradley in the CW family for hooking it up with this Avengers Campus Spider-Man. This was the D23 exclusive with the churro. So really excited to add this one. And it's a beautiful figure. Yeah, tried to. I'm sure Gigi will roast me for that. But yeah, really, that's right. Really gorgeous figure, and the churro is beautiful as well. And then I also added the Iconic Studios Ryu. Just came in this week. I have not unboxed him yet, so I can't really say how nice he is. Joao was kind of putting it in my head that I should really use the gloves that it comes with to handle the Fison body. So I kind of want to make sure that I'm ready for that full unboxing experience. Just kind of pull a John and go ahead, Ben.
It actually comes with the gloves?
It comes with the gloves, from what I understand.
That's nice. That's premium.
They kind of went that extra mile. Again, from what I understand, we will find out. Yeah, we'll find out when we unbox it. But yeah, this is one that I've been really excited to unbox, and I know Gigi's actually pretty stoked for this one too. And then just really quickly wanted to give one more shout out to Ricardo Valdez in the CW family. Had an extra copy of, oh my gosh, extra copy of, let's see, it was God of War Ragnarok. And so I had just finished replaying the first one, was about to buy the second one. And he gifted me with this copy. So,
is that the story you told Gigi, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
We're just supposed to believe this, right?
It was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment because Ricardo was like, I have this extra code. Does anyone want it? And Stephen Percher was like, I kind of do, but he's like, I don't feel like I deserve it. And then Marco was like, yo, let me get that code though. It was a beautiful moment.
Stephen Perch is a real one for, just being like, hey, I'm playing through something else. Like if someone else wants it. And, I was just like, okay, well, it's my birthday. I'm going to snake in here and grab this. So they're both, absolute angels for that one.
There you go. Akira says, quick rando toy question. Does anyone here collect the old MSIA, the mobile suits in action toys? I loved them as a kid. Unfortunately, never got to keep them due to my sister destroying them.
I want to say I did. Let me Google these really quick. Mobile suits in action. I pretty much always collected Gundam. Let me see. Yes, I did. Mobile suits in action were awesome, dude. They were like the original, because they're a smaller scale Gundam, like a 4 or 5 inch with all the accessories, dude.
Yes.
Fuck, I had the Granddaddy Gundam and the Golf custom one. Such good figures, dude. And then I had all the ones from Gundam Wing. Damn, dude, you just
It's nostalgia.
Yeah, dude. I just
Did he unlock a core memory?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit.
I don't remember which Gundam. I think it may have been the Granddaddy Gundam, but I had one of these and it had like a billion little parts, and my mom accidentally threw away one of the beam swords because she thought it was a lollipop. It was the one with like the little circle at the end of it, and I had to go dig through the bin to find it, bro. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
That's a core memory there, bro. That's
Dude,
a core
his sister
memory.
melted them. Oh my god.
Jesus
Damn,
Christ,
that's
what a
aggressive.
Kira,
Sorry
your
about that,
sister
bro.
might be a sociopath.
Absolutely. What did you get, Ben?
Yeah, so I'm with Marco in terms of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is obviously from the first film, but I already had the 4 core turtles, and I've absolutely loved them from NECA. I think that they're just so well detailed in person. And the toy store that I did a toy hunt at not too long ago, I'd seen this guy at the time, but I was like kind of on a budget. I was getting ready for Christmas shopping for Shauna and all the stuff. So I decided, I was like, if I come back and it's still here, I'll get it then. And sure enough, a couple weeks later, it was still there. There was one left of the 3 that they had. So I snatched them. And then on my way to an estimate the other day, so I do painting estimates, I spotted a toy store here in Calgary that I've never seen before, which makes like 17 stores. Like, this place is crazy for comic book stores. Peel around, jump in the in the driveway, get out, go inside the store. Not much in there other than like comics and stuff, which was cool. Like, but I'm not a huge comic collector specifically. And on the shelf is this Poison Ivy. And dude, like, this Poison Ivy, like on Amazon right now, is something like $225.
No
like, it's
way.
crazy rare to find this one, because the newer iteration, like the later seasons, they've released her, and I have her in my collection, but have not been able to find this particular iteration. And so turn the box over expecting like an astronomical price tag. $30. I like held it to my chest and walked it up to the counter and paid for it. And then yeah, I was like, I'm not even gonna set it down. Like, I am 100% buying this right now.
Nice find, man.
Yeah, and then Shauna and I were driving home in a snowstorm the other day, and we like thrift store shopping. And we pull into this one thrift store, and I'm like, I'm going to go check out the DVD section. You know, like, I don't collect DVDs like I used to. It used to be a big collecting nightmare for me. I used to collect them all the time. You can't even give DVDs away anymore, to be honest, right? Like, they have like almost no value. But anyways, go into the DVD section, and on the shelf is Small Soldiers. And I haven't seen this film in so long, but I am going to watch this tonight. I've been waiting for a vacation. Can't wait. It's one of the original, like just like Toy Story was, right? The idea that toys can come to life. I just absolutely loved it. And now that I live in a room surrounded by toys, it's that much cooler.
What do you play the DVD on?
My PlayStation 5.
This is like the equivalent of 4K in Canada, right? The DVD.
I know. I thought John was. I was waiting for John's hammer to drop. I was like,
Sorry,
"What's this
Zach,
joke?"
That's a VHS, man. Come on.
That's right. Yeah, thankfully.
I'm
the
still
PS5
trying to get
still
over the
plays
fact
it.
that Ben referred to his Hot Toys as toys, action figures, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I like
at least
how
they
it's
didn't call it a
also
doll.
called Petite Soldats.
Soldats.
That's French.
Les petits soldats.
Love to see it.
Oh,
But yeah,
squeak.
cool.
Love to
Pretty
see it.
exciting.
So,
So.
is this movie in French or is this like the English version?
Oh, Les Fuzzy.
No, it's in English. It has a French version that you can flip it to if you want. Because
Dude,
like,
I'd
back
watch
then,
that.
you know.
I would watch the fuck out of.
I'm assuming it's a Canadian thing.
Le soldier, get le baguette.
Oh,
It really should be a movie of the week. Let's be honest. It's a
please
classic.
Achel, hand me my cigarette. And we kill these dirty Americans.
The French Canadians are rolling over.
Ben, zero criticism here because these are great pickups. But do you have any 4K Blu-rays yet, or you're still kind of waiting to take the plunge on that?
That was
I
the
actually
joke.
I don't, but I asked for Into the Spider-Verse based on your
Nice.
recommendation for Christmas. So
Okay,
we'll
bro,
see.
I'm excited.
Might be
beautiful
my-
If you're going from DVD to that, you're gonna, I think, be blown away. So.
I mean, I've had Blu-rays. I just haven't.
Yeah.
Go to 4K Latina mouth porn.
Do you have a 4K TV? Because
I do have a 4K TV. I upgraded the TV before I got the PS5.
He's got the full setup, and he's running
future-proofing.
DVDs in here. I love
Wait a
it.
second, your TV costs 4K?
Sounds like at 400p.
It's on the little square.
It's all letterboxed and shit.
It is.
Who has time to watch TV anymore, honestly?
I don't work, John. Don't you know?
Oh, damn.
Okay.
There we go.
Well,
Yeah.
Because whenever I ask you to play games, you're like, no, I'm working.
That's true, actually. I work too much.
What a fucking guy.
Speaking about not working.
Called out.
We have some great Patreonies. Arc7Fordo. Sweet guy. He messaged me the other day. He's like, because I've been trying to find the Arc4Do Black Series, and he was like, hey, if you're looking for one, like if you don't particularly care about the box, I have the Fordo and a Grievous. He's like, I'd like to send them to you for everything you guys do for the community. And I was like, bro, that would be amazing, because literally that day, I think they had just started hitting San Antonio like that Thursday, Friday a few weeks ago. But we have like so many toy resellers in town, like basically they were pretty much all gone immediately. Yeah. And so I was planning to spend the whole day going to like just hop into different Walmarts trying to find one. And he was super nice to send it to me, both of the figures. And it's a great figure. I 3D printed some of the like cartoon accurate blaster pistols for him, because they're kind of a bit different than the ones that come with the figure. And I love it so much. It's definitely a great figure, and big shout out to Arc4Do for hooking me up with this. And then I also was at Target, and shout out to Target because they price match Amazon, but I picked up some Avatar figures. And a few days ago, these were on sale quite a bit. Natiri was, I think, like $13. And then the Colonel was, I want to say, like $12. And then the mech suit was like $24.
Are these McFarlane, Zach?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, they're
These
McFarlane.
look great.
And they're super good. I do want to do some painting and weathering on the mech suit, but honestly, like Natiri and the Colonel look really solid. I took off the legs of the Colonel just to get him to fit a little bit better in the cockpit of the mech. He was kind of like head up against the window in the beginning. But yeah, this is really good. Smokem, you do not need to be watching for the giveaway, but definitely chime in if you won, chime in within a week.
Is this Ben Thomas's burner?
Probably.
Best username in the group. Love
yeah, obviously I'd like you guys to all be here so we can have better numbers, but if you have to go, I understand. But yeah, these figures are awesome. For McFarlane to put these out, at this kind of a price point,
beautiful, yeah.
With the articulation, and I mean, this is like an unimaginable quality for the price, I think. To be honest.
So you on the hunt for any others, like a Jake Sully or?
Yeah, so I have Jake coming from Amazon. I couldn't find him at Target. I went to 2 Targets, and then Victoria got me his Banshee for Christmas because they also had him at the Target. The Target we went to was
sick.
Please suspend that Banshee from the ceiling.
I will try.
Fishing wire. It'll look amazing. I've done it with Lego sets. It looks so good. Just get hooks you can get, and the fishing wire. Oh my god, it'll look phenomenal.
Yeah, because I want to get Natiri's Banshee too.
So oh my god,
pretty cool.
I would want to do it, but I don't think I'd want to take them out of the box, to be honest. If I picked them up,
dude, the box is huge. When we picked it up at Target, I was like, holy shit, this is like a massive box. So
can you put it back in the box without? Like you would say, let's say a hot toy, or is it like one of those?
No, it's not super collector friendly. Unfortunately, I think you probably could, but I'm a monster, and I just like fucking explode the boxes. So
looks so good though.
Yeah, that's what I got. And friendly reminder, we got the hot seat today. We'll be doing them all together at the same time, just to kind of speed things up with the show. But enough about that. Enough about our pickups and our discussions. Let's get into the news this week. So, Hot Toys. When they did phase 1 for episode 2, they kind of said, like, stay tuned, we're doing more episode 2 stuff, and everyone's been really excited. And then it's kind of been radio silence since then. But this week we did see phase 2, episode 2, which was first teased with this Anakin and Padme photo. On the bottom there you can see Mace Windu, Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, and Super Battle Droid. We did see an update to the Super Battle Droid. The photo on the right is what was initially shown at the different conventions, which is more based on the stylings of the Mandalorian television show. The version on the left is much more accurate to the episode 2 version with that single blaster cannon. And then I think the build and the physique is a little bit different as well, especially in the abdomen area. So that's cool. But for pre-orders, we did see Anakin and Padme. So Anakin comes in at $279, releasing January to June 2024. I think this may be one of the better, if not the best, portraits from Hot Toys that I've seen in a while. The fact that they're starting to incorporate the single eye rolling system into more of their figures, I think is great. There's also some different technology, which I'm sure Marco will point out in the paint applications, which are pretty neat. But this figure here, with that sort of collectible 20th anniversary style packaging, I think this is a stunning figure. You got a lot of cool accessories, different lightsabers that he used in the movie. You get the mechanical arm, which I think is great. The price point I don't think is terrible either. And this to me, all around, I think is one of my favorite announcements by Hot Toys. I think this is great. And I won't be personally pre-ordering it because I don't really plan to collect too much of Episode 2. But this is incredibly tempting. What do you think, Dean?
Yeah. I think they nailed the likeness, which is crazy because I wasn't like super sold on the Episode 3 likeness. But this one, I was like, oh, okay, it's just going to be Anakin again. And then I saw it, I was like, oh, shit. I think they fucking nailed it. I don't remember that cloak. That weird kind of separated cloak that he's wearing. I guess I need to rewatch the movie, which I'm not going to do just for a fucking cloak, but I'll take their word for it. But yeah, it's fucking cool. It's Anakin. Everyone loves Anakin. I guess that's probably not true. But yeah, not my favorite look for Anakin, but it's cool to have on the shelf. In my mind's eye, I picture Episode 3, so then I already have that one, so I'm not going to pick this up, but it is cool.
I think this is Hot Toys getting back on the horse. To be honest, this, along with the one we're going to be discussing afterwards, is an absolutely stellar release. What's this?
Just for 2 seconds here. I guess that is accurate. I've never seen that cloak before, but it does have a slit in it. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna try to follow it as much as they could to be as screen accurate as possible. But this is beautiful. Portrait's fantastic. Even the small details in the hair sculpting looks good. This is tempting for me. This is tempting to get back in. The only complaint, and this is gonna sound spoiled, whatever, 2024. Jesus Christ, why so long? This makes me want to pick it up and be able to have it displayed like next week, as opposed to having to wait the whole year. But yeah, if they keep up this road, I'm definitely gonna be picking up a lot more of their stuff, because this is I think they absolutely nailed this release.
Hey, and John, I want to just call out that you're always fair. If Hot Toys puts out a banger, you're going to call it out. If they put out dog shit, then you'll call it out too. So
yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm. I think it's releases like this that make being part of the Hot Toys community, both on streams or just part of the chats, kind of difficult, because back when I started collecting Hot Toys, this might have been one that I thought looked really cool, but would have skipped on because Padawan Anakin just, I don't feel like I need it in my collection. But then after, 2 weeks of everybody talking about it and building the hype train and getting excited and looking at the photos over and over and over again, I'm like, man, like I kind of want it now. And it's a tough nut to swallow, because it's like I can't shake this feeling that I'm going down this slippery slope of buying things that I don't necessarily need. I am excited for the collectors who have been stoked for this release. I think we've needed a Padawan Anakin for a while. I think it would be a wicked display to see Padawan Anakin, and then that new Darth Vader that's coming out that has the Anakin half like face showing through the helmet. Like just those two figures alone, if you wanted an Anakin display, like what he was and what he became, I think would look so cool in the collection room. Am I gonna buy it? No, I'm not going to buy it. I've talked myself fully out of it. As beautiful as it is, I know it's probably going to be a grail down the line and all of the things that people are saying. But for me, I have to be true to myself. I think you have to collect what really resonates with you. If this one does, stoked for those collectors. I do like to see that we're getting the USB lightsaber. I think that's nice to see that next level of technology. Sorry, Akira, do you want me to read that, Zach? Or? Anyway,
it was me. It was me.
Oh, it's Dean. Akira Lam _1. That's the point, though, right? We buy things that we don't need and we really, really want badly, like 100%. Yeah. But I want everything really badly lately. And when I start adding it all up, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to take out a second job at like Dairy Queen or something, serving up the dilly bars. You know what I'm saying? So
the dilly bars?
You gotta say
dilly
Dilly
bar.
Hortons.
Hey, Shauna can eat dilly bars. So I can bring
What's
it
a dilly
home if you
bar?
for. You've never had a dilly bar from Dairy Queen?
No.
I can't believe Dairy Queen is in fucking Canada.
We have a Dairy Queen. I have a Dairy Queen down the street from me.
It's a little round ice cream with chocolate on the top. It's hard.
Wait, Dean, what would the song sound like, Dean?
Dude, I don't.
DQ. That's what I love about Canada.
All I know is my wife got me an ice cream from Dairy Queen once, and she's like, "Do you want some kids, small or large?" I'm just like, "Bring me a large." I thought it was like a little dinky thing.
Oh, it's like
she comes back.
Like
the thing was the size of my forearm.
Yeah,
give me a diabetic shock.
I will say that people have been saying that I've heard a lot of people in the community saying that USB is kind of like the next level, and that's just like this innovation that we've been looking for. I don't feel that way necessarily about the USB. I think if anything, it should have been at least USB-C, because that's what everything seems to be compatible with these days. But even still, I don't know how I'm going to futz with all the wires and all the good stuff. If you maybe have module cases with a felt bottom that you can run them under and stuff like that, sure. But for some of the DTOLF collectors that we have out there, it's going to be tricky to hide and have a power source for all of the things that are coming out USB in the next little while. So I also think
be that hard, Ben.
we have to.
Think it's going to be that hard.
I mean, I don't know.
You could get it on
Power bars are
Amazon. It's like
expensive
a 20 pack, like, where it has like a hub of 20 USBs, and I don't think it'd be that difficult.
That's cool. I don't know if I knew that actually. So that would be something that was on the Christmas list from a couple weeks ago, like we were saying, right? Under buying for a collector, right?
Yeah.
Plug in USB.
So one thing that's kind of bothering me here is, so obviously his lightsaber is damaged. He kind of gets thrown like whatever lightsaber, because really just have extra of these things. So there's the one on the left, which is the green one. It's like kind of like Qui-Gon saber, where it's mostly black, and then the one on the right, which is the blue saber. But the ones that they give you out of the box, I don't know, they're not really accurate. It's like he has his normal lightsaber and just some random green saber, which, I guess if we're going for accuracy and kind of pushing for that same level of detail like other companies, I think it's only fair to point out.
One last thing, we have my friend Big Bretta in the chat here, and I can hear him saying so matter-of-factly that it is a USB-C, that you need to read the fine lines. So thank you. Yes, apparently. I didn't realize it was USB-C. I stand corrected. You love to see it. A man can only admit when he was wrong and apologize.
Oh, boy. But Ben, I'm exactly there with you, bro. Dilly bars rock, and no, actually, I've never heard of them before.
Oh my god!
Forgot what we were talking about. No, but this guy Anakin and Padme, they look terrific, right? I just don't know if I need them. I'm trying to kind of sort out try to predict the future, and sort out exactly what I need. And so I try to think about, okay, if there was a scenario where I hadn't pre-ordered yet, and Sideshow all of a sudden is flashing, low stock, would I be compelled to jump all over this? And for the Anakin, probably. The Padme, I know we're going to talk about her in a sec. I'm still on the fence, but I think they may need to go together. So these ones are very, very tempting, but there's so much heat dropping. I just haven't been able to, determine whether they are needs. But it looks terrific. And Zach, you were talking about the paint applications. The baby hairs, I think, are a bit divisive. I kind of thought that everyone was going to go crazy over this because wow, look at that depth that it adds. And some of you were like, yeah, it kind of looks funny.
I agree with you. I agree with you, Marco, 100%. I agree with you.
Right? It almost
fantastic.
It almost makes it look a bit like rooted in certain points where it tricks the eye a little bit more.
Okay, well, I don't know about rooted, but
okay,
I appreciate what they did here.
When I first saw it, I was just, kind of tricked my eye a little bit. It just adds a bit more realism to it. But I could understand how some folks are skeptical there.
I like how they did, how you can build Anakin's story into Vader with all the figures. When I saw that photo, I'm like, wow, that was really cool. Each depiction of Anakin in
Do you
each
think we're
stage.
gonna get the kid Anakin, the little kid Anakin? I think you have to do it.
I don't think so. Maybe, but
statue out there
that
floating
not anywhere anytime soon at all.
I've seen
Like
that.
that's like. But yeah, I was really impressed with this release, and a pat on the back with Hot Toys. Yeah, I know some people were mentioning FOMO. I don't know. Looks like times are changing a little bit. So, just.
Do we think that they're obviously Dooku featured very heavily in these solicitation shots? Do we think Dooku episode 2 version is coming out, or reissue, re-release?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think his character went through any design changes between the two movies. So it'd be very easy for them to just repack it as episode 2.
Especially the secondary, what he's going for in the secondary.
And I'm trying to think back to when I first started collecting, kind of the start of the pandemic. This guy may have just been around or just sold out kind of right when I was starting to collect. Similar to that Doctor Strange that they ultimately, did a soft reissue for Spider-Man No Way Home. So I feel like he's right at that cusp of where we got a big influx of collectors where he might be fair game for a reissue.
Dooku sat for a long time, though. He did sit for a real long time. I'm surprised, John, that you were so accepting of the potential of another one. I think, if anything, they should give it, Dooku on his little funky looking speeder that he had, or something along those lines. Like, put it behind a paywall to create
That's
something
true.
extra.
Yeah,
but not
smart
necessarily
idea.
just a straight reissue. I think maintain the value of the original. Even if you're gonna basically cut and paste.
Oh, the tables have turned. Do you see that?
You'll love to see it.
Yeah, I don't think John is so much accepting of a reissue as more.
It's inevitable.
I stopped supporting the company. I haven't bought a hot toy in God knows how long. I stopped supporting the company.
I thought you got me one for Christmas.
No,
What?
sorry.
Oh, okay.
That's the wrong kind of hot toy.
Just a dilly bar.
Just a dilly bar.
It's a tough nut to swallow.
But
a dilly do.
Yeah.
Here's the K1 Master comparisons. I think Hot Toys has done very well. I think maybe the hair color's a touch dark, but that's kind of par for the course for Hot Toys. I think they've done a great job here, though. Now, this is shocking. Padme, 270 January to June 2024 again. I think this figure looks pretty good. I think maybe the body is a bit puffy. I think Hot Toys tends to do that, like fat suit when it's not needed type of thing, and I wonder if there is something that can be removed underneath that. And the portrait, I think does look really good. Initially, I thought the neck looked a bit small, but looking at some of the side-by-side shots, she does have a pretty dainty neck. And yeah, you get some options for the bonus unused headpiece from Attack of the Clones. I don't love it when they do things like that, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is a pretty shocking release, a pretty bare bones figure. You get the droid blaster and her Naboo style blaster, just a few hands, but
aren't you excited? They finally gave it. They finally.
Stoked, dude.
It was. Well, we complained. We haven't heard from the first episode, second episode, and look, she's coming.
Second episode of Collecting Weekly, August 3rd, 2018. I was like, yo, it's been a long time. In this episode, it had been 2 big shows. I think it was like SDCC and NYCC, where they didn't bring Padme out. And I was thinking, something going on with the figure or the licensing. Bro, I would never have believed this many years later on episode 248. 246 weeks have passed. That's crazy.
When they showed the pictures, I was like, until this goes up for pre-order, I'm not buying it. Like, I don't think this figure's coming out. And lo and behold, here we are. So I'm super stoked. You do see that headpiece in Clone Wars, although it's a different color. I think it's like a purple. But it's with this outfit, so it's very cool to see. I think that outfit fits her pretty skin tight in the movie, as you can see on here. So I think the outfit's like a little baggy, honestly, on this figure.
Yeah, there's something about it.
Yeah, that's like my only real fucking gripe with this. I'm so getting this.
I need to see the bosom to where I can really commit.
Yeah,
This is great.
I need to see
Again,
the bottom.
it's we've complained. I've complained that they've shelved teases and they're not bringing them to market. You got to give them credit where it's due. They're bringing them to market. That's still, go back if you can. I'm gonna ask you to go back to a few of them. One more.
This one?
No, one more. That one, or that one's fine. The other one. That one. If you look at that photo on the left, the head kind of indicates that it's a figure. But if you blocked out that head, you wouldn't be able to tell if that was a shot from a movie promotion or a figure, in my opinion. The one on the left.
Yeah.
Her head throws it off because you can tell it's sculpted. But body-wise and outfit-wise, you couldn't tell if it was a promo photo from a poster, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Again, beautifully sculpted hair. If you could go 2 to the right.
I would almost say this one is more, like, this to me looks much more.
But I'm referring to body, not portrait.
Yeah. This which one?
The one where it's comparing the photos to the film. Okay, here. She looks good. The face is, in my opinion, just, there's something. I can't pinpoint it.
She's a little bit older than she is in these images.
When I looked at this photo on the right, the first person that came to my mind, Millie from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
She's I don't know why, she's just the first person that came to my head. It's there, depending on the angle you look at this, but that is a very minute complaint. I think overall, these two that they're giving us, Anakin and Padme, a perfect pair. Even the boxes that they're giving us in with the window, where you don't even have to take it out of the box if you don't want. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Yeah, I think there's certain angles where it just screams Natalie Portman, and then some where it's just like, maybe her head's a little too square, but I think they nailed it.
I still see this sculpt at this point as about an 8.5. I think it's really good. I think anytime you compare a figure next to a real life picture of that actual person, even if the angles are almost bang on, it's still, you can see that it's not always 100%. Even with that Anakin we just looked at, like, I thought Anakin looks damn near perfect in terms of its sculpt, or his sculpt, and then when you see it next to the real life actor, you can see that there's still some subtle imperfections there, right? So I try not to ever necessarily compare direct to photos like this, but I think what threw me off for the pictures initially was I thought her eyes were wonky when I was in bed and I was like looking at the pictures of the face, and I'm like, it looks like her eyes are looking in opposite directions. But then I realized it was clearly a light shining off of her eyes, like somebody's using a ring light or something to take a photo, and it's making her eyes look a little wonky. And the pictures that don't have that in it, I think she definitely looks like Natalie Portman. Maybe a slightly older version of Natalie Portman, but she's in there 100%. And for me, I'm okay with an 8.5. Like, to me, that's still a really good score. That's you walk past that person on the shelf and you know exactly who it's supposed to be.
I wish I could get an 8.5.
Oh, there you go. Right, that
you
me
can.
too. But I hear you. So, but I am curious. You know, it's interesting you got this picture up, Zach, with her on the left, because do you think we're going to see this version of the outfit as well, the torn outfit?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a Toy Fair exclusive, like an easy variation that they could just kind of churn out. I wouldn't be surprised.
I know we'd seen the original prototype, and she had the outfit we ended up kind of getting here, obviously improved significantly from that original prototype. But I still kind of half expected when they came out with a Padme that we'd get the one on the left in the picture here first. I thought that was kind of the one that everybody seemed to really, really want. It'll be curious to see if everybody jumps on this pre-order and then another one comes, because, like, for me, I'm like, how many Padmes would I even need in my collection? I don't even know if I necessarily need one at this point. I definitely can't justify two. I'll be curious to see if we see this on buy-sell trade groups relatively quick or not.
Figman says, I don't see Millie, but hey, love to hear Ben say my collection.
That's good.
Yeah, this is.
I don't know.
So the big controversy this past weekend. I don't want to spend too long on it, but basically the whole line went to waitlist. John, I know you did a YouTube short on it. I have my thoughts about it. I feel like it's probably just a little bit of pressure from the companies for them to get us to order, or maybe to save them from different sales they'll be doing for the holidays. It'll be interesting to see if those are really waitlisted. We obviously won't find out until much later down the line, but yeah, basically the entire phase 1 line went to waitlist, and from what I've heard, it seems to be a sideshow thing. A lot of other retailers overseas haven't really experienced that same stock shortage, but we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys updated. I know that's something that we've been kind of tracking behind the scenes, like when these things go to waitlist, if they are actually on waitlist long term. But yeah, very cool there. Again, that's 270 January to June 2024. Hot Toys did put out the new red and blue suit from No Way Home. This one comes out $280 for the regular edition, $345 for the deluxe edition. The difference there being the diorama base. This one also comes out January to June 2024. I think the suit on this looks beautiful. Love that subtle metallic effect that you get with the blue fabric. I think where you kind of lose me just a little bit is on that portrait. I think the furrowed brow and the hairline just look a bit odd to me. I don't really like it, if I can be completely honest. But overall, I think the figure looks good. I think Hot Toys would do very well for themselves if they started releasing more diorama-style bases like this with more figures, or even just independently. I think that would be a great way for collectors to kind of add a little bit of something different to their collection. But overall, I think it looks good. It does have that separate eye rolling system, and like Joel said in the fine print, it does come with some different expression eyepieces that aren't pictured here in the solicitation photos. But Dean, 280, 345, you think the deluxe base is worth it? And what do you think about this figure?
I do like the deluxe base. I think it's really cool. It's not just a fucking octagon, so that's always a plus to me. I was so excited to finally get a look at this suit, because in the movie, he's like running and the camera's kind of cut shot, and you don't really get a good look at this suit. So I was like, dude, this is going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait to see it. I hate the design of this suit so much. The where the red and blue meet, kind of in the pit area, and then right on the chest, is such a stupid design. Like, I don't, it just bugs the fuck out of me.
Where, Dean?
Like that where the red kind of cuts in right at the pecs, and then it goes up and then back down right at the pit area.
Do we have any more closer up photos?
Yeah. Just kind of
this right here.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty consistent with all the MCU Spider-Man, though.
That's the problem. It's more of a mechanics of the figure as opposed to,
what a fool.
Like the suit, as opposed to like what can they do?
Like purposefully designed that way.
You're saying on the pec or near the shoulder? Oh, sorry, we're spending way too much time on that.
Yeah, like
pivot, boys,
okay,
pivot.
Yeah, I just don't like the design of the suit. I think it's fucking stupid. I'll point it out to you guys in the chat, I guess, if you don't know, figuring out what I'm saying.
Sorry, we don't talk crazy.
Yeah, I do like the blue. I don't know. I'm not sold on this suit, and it's a super easy pass for me. Yeah.
If I was gonna go with a Spider-Man, I think I'd go with the classic suit that we're getting, that they showed, the Tobey Maguire suit, or even the Tom Holland suit. Any one of those, more of the classic suits. This was just too short of a scene in the film for me to even want it to have it in the collection. But you got to look at it like an Iron Man suit, right? You have Spider-Man fans just like you have Iron Man fans who want the representation of each suit. So I can appreciate them at least doing that so that the collector can fulfill their suit collection there. But I always find with Hot Toys and the Spider-Man suits is they just don't lay on the body well. And I feel like this is a victim to that as well, in certain angles and certain poses. Again, I think this is going to be a Spider-Man figure where you're going to stick to a museum pose, because like this here with that crinkled knee, and bent arms and so forth. I just don't think that suit's going to be very receptive to these kind of poses. Fantastic photos you're going to be able to take, and you'll be able to play around with it. But long term, I'd stay away from a pose like that. That's just me and my insecurities with my posability. In regards to the base, I think it's a cool base, great option, but I don't think it warrants that price hike. It's just it's the rooftop with a bit of snow. That I'm sure it's going to look great, but it's not like that other one they gave us where it's dynamic and you have pieces coming off the base and so forth. It's just
John, I will say, and if it comes out as soft as the battling upgraded suit version, I just saw Justin's review and he was saying it looks really like not great.
Yeah.
And so if it comes out as soft as that, it's not worth the really large price bump.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because it's really cool that they're adding it.
Precisely, but it's nice, and the way that you get that, you just don't get a crotch grabber. You get the proper stand. I think for posability and guys who like to take photos and kind of blog and do action scenes and so forth, I think it's going to be a great addition. I would kind of hold off to see if at some point you could get maybe a discount on it, just because I don't think it's warranted that large price hike.
Yep, I agree with that, John. I think if anything, the base is as cool as I think the concept behind it is. I like that you could interchange it with other figures. I could see it with, honestly, it's so many different figures. Batman, Daredevil, like the list goes on, right? But it looks a little small. Surprisingly, like it almost doesn't look quite in scale.
It looks huge to me.
The base?
Does it look huge to you? The base looks.
I think a lot of people would say like the base that like something that size would
massive.
be pretty huge. I mean,
it's at least only 3 inches tall, but
that's right.
You're not wrong. They typically like. I call it like good enough scale, right? Like, like the Rancor, like it's definitely like not 1/6 scale, but it's like to get at 1/6 scale, like
it
the
feels
gains
like that
that you
race
would
car
get
that we looked at.
Okay, no, that
Like
was
the race car
way out
diagram.
of scale.
That was really small, but
Yeah.
like this doesn't feel like it's that far
Similar
off
vibe.
in my perception. But we'll see. We'll see once it's in hand. I think I disagree with you, John, on the material. I was actually really excited to see this material in this figure, mostly because I've been looking for a blue and red Spider-Man to add to my collection. I've got the upgraded suit, the black and red, and I love that suit. I love that Tom Holland sculpt. But black and red to me doesn't still necessarily scream Spider-Man. I need a blue and red suit, and I've been looking at the classic Spider-Man with the cardboard backdrop diorama with the like the lizard tail and stuff, and not the lizard tail, sorry, the scorpion tail. But I didn't like the way that material bunches at the shoulder joints. It's like really rubbery, and that's a figure to me that looks like it needs to stay in a museum. Whereas my upgraded suit that I have, I've put him in significant dynamic poses and left him for weeks at a time, at least in Canadian climate here out in Alberta. And when you put him back, it sags ever so slightly for a couple days, and then it bounces back and looks like new again within about a week. And so I agree with you in terms of cautioning collectors. If you don't have experience with that might freak somebody out. You may feel like you've destroyed it, and you may slowly destroy it over time. But Spider-Man to me is meant to be posed, and this guy looks significantly more posable than the classic suit guy that I've been considering. So if I'm going to go blue and red, this may be one that comes to the collection. I do agree, though, that like the scene was almost too short for me to have had as much FOMO on this character as I thought that I might. Whereas that Tobey Spider-Man, he's got the blue and red scheme, and he's kind of classic nostalgia for my childhood. So that is one that I'm like, ooh, if I'm going to spend the dollars, it might be him instead. And let's be honest, when we're talking dollars here, if you don't go with the base, the $280 price point for this guy is actually pretty reasonable. I mean, like when you're looking at that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, he's up in the 400 range, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like he's significantly more expensive. Now, maybe that's just Tobey's likeness rights and all the stuff, he needs a payday, but I think I would save my dollars at this point still and get the Tobey Maguire. One last thought too, when I posted on my Instagram this head sculpt versus the upgraded suit head sculpt, all the guys in the group that commented said that they liked this one more, and all the ladies said that they liked the previous version better. So Dean, if you're looking to pick somebody up, buddy, it's that previous version. It's not this guy. You don't even need him in your collection.
Oh, I already have my Spidey in my collection.
Well, there you go. That's why you get all the ladies. Now I know. Like, now that's
how
secret.
many ladies voted? There's like 1%
Like
of our
3?
viewership.
I think it was like 3. It was like, it wasn't a lot.
See, it was
but
Gigi
every lady,
or Shauna. Hey,
yeah, and then
Zach,
somebody else.
cool if I say some stuff about this, or?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, second time you've done that. Don't let it happen again.
If I hear dead air and I just move on.
So
Fucking
this one, this one's kind of suffering from a few things for me. Number one, it's like been a year since the movie came out, right? So I think the next Spider-Man comes out the middle of 24. By the time this thing releases, maybe he starts off the movie with this suit, but maybe they've changed it. And so it's just like, man, do I really want to take the plunge on, investing in this suit when, the fact is we're going to see many new suits here very soon. There's a new PS5 Spider-Man game coming out as well. So the Spider-Man stuff is not slowing down at all. The base is a little bit undersized. I think you're right, Ben. I do like that they've done the neck, kind of a seamless neck, just like we've seen from other Spider-Man. I think the Andrew Garfield version. So there are some really positives, and I think it looks beautiful. It's like very comic accurate, but yeah, it's hard to get too excited about it given kind of the timing of when it's being put up for pre-order and when it might actually release. So that's what really has it suffering for me.
So Alvin J said also, fun fact, black and red is the original color for Spider-Man. I did know that. I just, like, in my nostalgia brain, my original is a blue and red.
That's what we grew up on, yeah.
That's what I grew up on. So but 100%. It's a good call it.
I think you guys are crazy.
Why are we crazy, John?
Why are we
I don't
crazy?
know. You're just crazy.
All right.
Now, Hot Toys is doing an exclusive limited Wenwu. This is in the suit version is what they're calling it. No mention on price. This may be a overseas exclusive. I think this portrait's still one of the better ones, but I don't know. I feel like for all the dynamic poses that they showed us, I think a more expressive portrait would have done them good. Though this is an exclusive, they probably wanted a quick, easy figure to make. So,
when will this come out? I mean, when will this come out?
It might be fairly immediate. I think with these exclusives, are pretty quick.
You fucking love to see these exclusives. Sorry, guys. Hot Toys is hitting every mark for me right now. You know that?
I will say,
John might be buying Hot Toys at 2023.
I think so. I think so.
So, John, there was something with this figure though that you were pretty excited about.
Yeah, apparently it's limited to 300 overseas. From what it was in passing, so don't quote me entirely, but I saw that this is a limited figure. They had mentioned 300. Whether it's coming over here or not, I'm not sure. But it might be.
The Cap, right? That one was.
But Cap was limited to 300 with Sideshow. This one,
so we don't know if it's 300 pieces in that market.
So John, this is going to make you nervous, but they on the same advertisement where they showed this guy, they have that Captain America again for the opening of, or excuse me, for I think it's Rebel Base or one of these stores.
Relocation, I think.
There you go. So they may have more caps in that market, and I don't know what that means for our market.
Our market, yeah, it's like playing both markets, kind of thing.
Could be trouble.
Yeah,
I actually like this version way better than the battle suit version because he looks like this the majority of the movie.
I haven't even watched it yet.
I almost think like this is the one to own, but I also feel like that suit would lend more to better poses and leaving them in that poses.
Preach it.
Yeah, I think this is the superior Wenwu figure, if I'm being honest. But
so unique too.
It's cool. It's cool shit, and he's such a good antagonist. Yeah, I think it's a great figure. I kind of interested to see if it is overseas or if it'll ever come over here. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And Dean, this scene is so awesome in the movie too, where he kind of rolls in like a mob boss, or I guess he is a mob boss, and just whoops all those guys' asses. Like that's such a dope scene that I would love to add something from that part.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I haven't watched the film yet, so I don't have any attachment. But looking at it from an outside perspective, from the character, I think it looks good. I really do think that suit is tailored very well, from what we can see here, especially with the photos of him where he's walking, even posed here. I think they wrinkle in the appropriate spot. The length looks good on the legs. as well as on the arms. From again what I've seen, I'm not a huge fan. Again, they haven't come out with any other innovation of the plastic like light effects that they include, like with Palpatine, Thor, and so forth. I'm still not a fan of that. I appreciate the effect they go for, but I think they need to start working on maybe something else they can do. But like even these Christmas lights, you see these Christmas lights on this? I don't know. It'd be kind of difficult, but on my mic, it's like a wired Christmas light with mini LEDs attached to it. I don't know how well you're gonna like that one on the Thor here. You see this here? It's a wire with LEDs. You almost can't even see the wire once it's lit and dark, whatever. But some sort of innovation where they can get it lit up, or I think we need to move past those plastic rubbery effects.
That'd be awesome, John.
But other than that, I think the tailoring, I think Hot Toys is looking very promising for 2023 if they continue on this path.
Yeah,
wow, you heard it here first.
Word out of my mouth. I was just going to quick say, John, you should see this film. It was not on my radar. I wasn't looking forward to it. I didn't know much about the character. Ended up loving it. It was one of my favorite MCU films of the year.
Really?
Definitely. It blew me away, actually, how good it was. But I would also say, kind of like you said earlier, with the Padawan Anakin, you know, this is just another good example of how good Hot Toys quality sculpts can really be. It furthers the reason why I feel frustrated about my incoming Doc Brown and having not much of an upgrade to that sculpt, because it's like, come on, you know, you want to shake them as a business and get this out of them every time. It would make the wait a little bit more worth it, in my opinion. It would make that cost easier to digest for sure. But
and one last thing,
this figure.
There we go, Ben. And one last thing I'll say on exclusivity, this is the perfect type of figure if it's going to come to our market to do like 300 pieces. I'd be totally in favor of that. It is something that I'm interested in, but because it's kind of a unique one, it's totally fine that they would put it behind like an exclusivity wall.
All right, so we'll see if that does come to the United States, and then if it is an additional 300 pieces. But yeah, this thing looks, I think I like it. I think it looks pretty good. Let's move on to Asmus Boromir. This one is 208, and it's interesting. They said it would be sub 200, but I think they missed the mark by a few dollars there. But this one's available for immediate release. Boy, I don't think this is great.
That in our one's looking pretty good now.
Well, I don't think
it's not the same character.
It's kind of racial.
You're right. Hold on. I'll backtrack that. You're right. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. Long day, guys. Long day.
Love to see it.
I don't know.
You just couldn't wait to shit on Asmus.
I couldn't. When you said Boromir, I was about to say, yeah, I am bored.
He's like, I'm bored
John,
over here.
The first time I saw the movie, I confused those guys, though. So I
think that's how bad the likeness is I got confused, to be honest.
He thought it was Aragorn, son of Arathorn. I don't know. The outfit, I think, is done incredibly well. I think that's always been Asmus's strong point. Same with the accessories, but boy, his ears are huge. He could hear the Horn of
Gondor. Elvish.
He could hear the Horn of Gondor from across
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Looks like
they
a
did
steak.
Sean being dirty.
Just stick your whole pinky in there.
Looks like Tom and Jerry steaked.
God damn, dude, now I can't unsee the ears. Holy
it's like a huge ear
shit.
hole. That's crazy.
You could fuck that ear.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm definitely not ever getting this because
that's a feature, not a bug.
Oh man, I don't know.
It's in the fine print. It's in the fine print.
This guy's got 4D hearing. He could hear color.
Jesus Christ.
Why not just put the hair over it? Why do it like this?
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's cute that way.
This is not. This is like a convincing cosplay. That's not our boy. That's not Boromir at all.
Not like this, Dean. Here, let me play the clip. I gotta play the clip. This shit is bad. Where's my damn buttons at?
Good, dude.
Where is it at?
I really wanted to like it too because I really love Boromir. I think he's one of the more interesting characters. And it just ain't it.
Not like this. Not like this.
Dude,
I don't know.
It's bad.
Let's move on. This is bad. I don't think anyone needs to say anything else.
Zach, you got a question though. Is this the same company that did the Gandalf that was released recently?
so they have two different lines, right? So they have their Crown Series line, which is like a more premium line where they're, they take a lot of effort and they really, I don't know. Then they just have this garbage. I don't know. this is not made with the same quality. For one, it's $200 instead of $380. So there's that.
And it's also this isn't their first Boromir, is it?
I think it might be their second or third.
Yeah, and it's probably not any better, save for maybe the tailoring. But
I think it may be. The ears are just so weird. I think I would be okay with it without the ears. They're huge. Speaking of ears, Spock by Axo 6.
Wow.
Great segue.
175 retail plus 25 to ship. A little bit of controversy about this. Ben, I think there's no one better to tell us about the controversy.
Please, Ben,
than you.
tell us more.
Tell us more. Tell us more. So this is, of course, Colin R. Spock from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. Recently, we got the Kirk, and for the first time with Exo 6, we saw the Kirk sell out within about 3 hours. This guy came out about a week ago now, and same thing. I think it was somewhere between 3 and 6 hours on Exo 6's website. Sold out entirely. Now you could still get it on Sideshow. You could still get it on Big Bad for a little bit there. I think they're slowly starting to lose their stock as well. But some of the controversy is kind of around the QC. Some of the QC that we saw with the Kirk, some people were getting their figures without, like, missing a base, missing some of the accessories. Some people had absolutely no QC issues at all, which is expected, right? But the problem is that Nanjin, the developer, had basically said there are no replacements available. Like, we have destroyed the molds, we've destroyed it, like, that's it. What we had is what we had, and once they're gone, they are gone. He even said himself that he can't even replace his own figure if he damages it. They're that gone. Which,
so
in terms
is this
of
a
rarity,
standard thing now?
well, so in terms of rarity for a collector, like, that's nice, except for if you get one that has a QC issue. He actually commented on my YouTube video, the developer, and said, well, if you get a QC issue, you just let us know and we'll refund you your money. Which is nice, but then you don't have the figure anymore and you can't get a replacement. Like, it's just gone. Now, is it standard for Exo 6? I don't know yet. That's part of the issue. They're rapid firing figures out like crazy, which is great in terms of building and cultivating a quick collection, and they've had some really strong releases. I think this looks fantastic. I think it looks exactly like Leonard Nimoy. I'm excited to see this as a release for people who love the motion picture deserve this this Spock in their collection, but not in my opinion, not at the risk to the collector. And just for it to be just completely gone, I think is a shame. It's a shame. They didn't even let us know what if there was a batch amount, right? We never got there's 300 pieces or 3,000, so nobody knows how big this batch actually was. So the fact that it stayed up on Sideshow and Big Bad for as long as it did, are they even going to be able to honor their orders? Do we even know?
Sure,
I saw some
sure.
cancellations of the Kirk from Sideshow that people said, "Oh, sorry, we're gonna have to refund you. Didn't get the amount."
So it's very simple. You know what you do at that point? You go to the third-party company that's doing them.
Yeah, those third-party ones aren't great yet, though. They're not great.
Oh, at least they have pieces.
No, well, they definitely.
That's
have
why they have
stock.
so many.
For sure.
Yeah. I like that
but this
Spock hand.
But this one was made for immediate purchase and virtually immediately release. People had this within 10 days of it going up.
Okay.
No pre-order window was really available for it.
Now, I wish that I think the only thing,
It's tough, John.
I know.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword, buddy.
Not everything, but some of them, yeah, I feel more inclined to purchase right away. If I could, like that Anakin and Padme, we've waited so long for that Padme. If they said, okay, boom, you get it in 2 months, I think that would have been a perfect idea. To wait till 2024 for these figures is still quite a bit of time. I understand there's a lot of work behind the scenes, but if they can get that pushed up a bit, I think it would be good. Not with everything, because then we'd become overwhelmed.
But the other thing Nanjin said to me was that, I can't win, because if we make too many, then people will say we overproduced it. And if we don't make enough, people will say we didn't make enough. But like, I think as a company, you should still have at least a certain amount of stock that you don't advertise that can be used as replacement or QC issues. Because like, let's be honest, this thing sold out in 3 hours. If you end up having a few extra figures at the end of the day, once everybody's had theirs in hand and everybody's happy and all the good stuff, you could easily still sell those for a very limited. Hey,
give them out as promotions
give them out as promotions. We pulled it out of the ocean. We found another container, whatever. But like, just I think it's a shoddy excuse.
It's a cop out excuse.
It almost reminds me. It almost reminds me when Regal Robot had that issue with their. I want to say it was the Rancor. It's like, hey, well, we made a certain number. I think it was like 88 for Return of the Jedi. That was 1988. They're like, we didn't make any more, so we don't have any, replacement parts. If yours breaks, so we can repair it, but we can't replace it. So yeah, it's a weird thing, to be honest. I don't like it. Let's machine gun through these real quick because I don't want to be here forever. Concept Doctor Strange was released. If anyone wants to say anything about these, just stop me. Concept Doctor Strange release. This was I want to say it was Infinity War in-game, sort of behind the scenes type concept that never made it to film. I think it did make it to the actual shooting, but not for the movie. The battling version of the Spider-Man. This was that base that Marco was talking about earlier, which I guess may be a little bit softer than the photos may have led you to believe. We have the Batman Begins, which I do want to just spend a moment here. This one is
we'll need to talk
rough.
about this one. Yeah,
this one's rough. Now, I've seen a lot of posts of people that are like, "Yo, you can take rubbing alcohol to the suit of this figure and get rid of this gloss."
Let's not do
1,000% don't do that.
Don't do that.
Absolutely, that is a terrible idea. That sounds like in a year your figure is going to be falling apart. It's probably some sort of 303 type protective material that they put on the suit out of the factory. Let it wear off naturally, but 1,000% don't take rubbing alcohol to your rubber figure. That's just a terrible idea. But yeah, this figure is pretty disappointing, to be honest. This was obviously one that John was not excited for, being a sort of a reissue of a Toy Fair version. I think they did scale up the figure just a touch. But man, I think I've only seen 1 or 2 photos where this thing looks decent. I think the rest of them, it looks pretty bad.
Well, I was getting confused because I was looking at photos that looked absolutely atrocious, and then I've heard some streamers say, "Well, no, in hand that's nice," and back and forth. But then I just continued to see poor reviews and poor photos, and it's sad. Like, that's fine. We're in a day and age where we have to get used to reissues and 2.0s and so forth. That's fine, but damn, when you're making a reissue or an update to a suit, to a figure, and it's clearly not anywhere where it should be as an improvement to the original, besides, let's say, the portrait. Maybe the portrait's a little sculpted a little bit better, or the paint app, but the suit overall, the way that the suit bends at the joints, the cape, it's not an improvement to warrant a 2.0. I do like the box art. I won't lie. I think that box art is really nice. That's the first thing that I gravitated to when I saw it. But the figure is a big miss in my opinion.
And John, we don't even know if InArt's going to still be a company to get around to this figure, but we know they're going to do a Christian Bale Batman.
I hear that company.
If I was them, I would pivot and I would go after this Batman Begins. There's like 100%. Such a perfect market, share that they could just go right after, because Hot Toys fumbled the bag completely on this. I wanted to give them my money and I can't.
One of the best. What's going on, Big Dog Pal? One of the best Batman suits, in my opinion, and so far I think Enterbay quarter scale is holding the crown on this suit. But yeah, InArt
did you forget about the NECA champion, bro?
Yeah, that NECA crapola.
The NECA champion, baby. The fans voted, John.
I appreciate InArt. Oh, those fans were, I don't know. It was
what a classic unboxing, bro. That shit was fucking
maybe
funny.
We'll do that one on Monday for the
that's
rerun.
All time, bro.
Yeah.
That's an all time unboxing.
InArt has the potential, but I'm sorry for swearing, but damn, InArt's bullshit that they're doing now, this stunt that they're pulling, I am very disappointed. We're not going to get into it because that'll take time to talk about, but I am very disappointed at the shit they're pulling now. With this staying silent and not coming out, and shit's delayed and they're not coming out to address the community or anything. That's some bull. I'm this close to canceling everything, Gandalf and all. This close. Because I'm not going to support Hot Toys with reissues, but I'm not going to support some bullshit business that's coming out to lure customers in and then going silent. That's To me, that's the same bull. I call out.
Yeah.
Again, I'll probably lose the NRD. I ordered with 1.6 kit. And I know I had reached out to him and said, hey, is there anything you could do with the NRD? And he wasn't too wanting to help, which I completely understand. And, they fork over money. I'm not going to be greedy and ask. I'll understand. I won't push it. But that's the only thing keeping me in is the loss of the NRD. If I could be told to get the NRD back tomorrow, I'm telling you, I'd be so tempted because I can't hold one company to the chopping block and not the other. It's just unjustified.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree. I was just going to say real quick, I agree with everything you guys have just said about this figure. It is disappointing that all of the things that needed to be upgraded weren't upgraded. I don't want to shit on people's excitement necessarily either. I know that there are still some people out there that were excited to get this figure, and once they got it in hand, they were happy to have a Batman Begins suit in their collection. Is it accurate? Not really. Is there some disappointing aspects of it? 100%. But I still think it looks cool. I still think it looks like the Batman Begins in my mind's eye anyways. It's just that I don't want to make the excuse for Hot Toys, because just like the Doc Brown that I'm not happy with, that's literally showing up tomorrow in my collection, I don't want to make excuses for a company that is willing to give us lackluster releases and still expect top dollar for those.
Look at that
releases.
proto. Look at that proto. The proto's beautiful.
The proto looks amazing.
Proto's
beautiful.
beautiful. Give me the proto. That
Exactly.
shit on the right hand side, there's no
I couldn't-
justification. There's nothing.
I couldn't believe it when I heard people saying, like, the body's not bad, but, like, you'd have to replace the cape and the cowl immediately. It's like that, like, damn. Like, that is bad.
If collectors are getting this in and are excited about it, that's fine. But maybe maybe they need to be shown other examples of where they can get a suit, because maybe they just don't know that there are other suits out there. Because
Even like my DX12. I mean, once I upgraded to the Jackson Jew custom cape, and I mean, it was night and day better. And Hot Toys hasn't been improving that system, their cape system, or clearly their cowl on this release. It's too bad.
Dean took offense to that.
One thing I would say, we're going to come on here every Tuesday and give our thoughts. And unfortunately, it may hurt some people's feelings, but I would say I would feel less genuine if I came on here and
I'm not gonna
tippy-toed around.
Who's gonna fucking sugarcoat it? No, you can't, because then you're gonna get the figure. Listen, we can sit here and say, oh my god, yeah, fantastic, and then some guy's gonna say, okay, these guys are good. They're gonna order the figure and go, what the fuck are these guys talking about? No, this, in my opinion, maybe worst figure of the year from Hot Toys, in my opinion. It's up there.
Yeah.
The little triangles where the cape is held in on the final one looks so stupid. It was like an afterthought. They were like, oh yeah, just kind of glue them right there.
Yeah, Eric's right.
Instead of like that's where the cape is like held in.
The whole figure is an afterthought.
The proto is so nice though. Fuck.
Yeah, Eric says, I don't recall if Marco or Ben mentioned military first responder discount on Sideshow. It only applies to in-stock items.
Yeah, it's true.
Of course.
And just one more thing to say on that. Not even all in-stock items. There are certain ones, so you kind of have to wait a period of time if they're brand new releases, and then it will be applicable. So just one
Thank
more
you for your
caveat.
service, Marco. Never forget.
What is Marco served in?
Well, never mind.
The GG Army.
Servant of that.
Military
Robin
Commando.
and Batman Sonar figures were released.
Oh fuck! Here we go again.
I think they look great.
Okay.
Yeah,
Holy dong!
Yeah, this got a big dick.
They definitely scaled it back. From the proto, they scaled that motherfucker back.
Beautiful figures.
And
though.
it's still too big. It's got a tripod.
Now,
Hiding a
stay on this
batarang
picture,
in there.
please, so we can rip it to shreds. Go ahead, Dean. Whenever you're ready.
Oh my god! Look at that rubber.
I have zero love for these movies.
Okay.
It's just sitting back and looking at them in a design aspect, like
yes.
Museum poses. They look great. I think
Phenomenal.
they look phenomenal.
Yeah.
But the second you start moving them, which I'll let John tear to shreds in a second, completely.
You don't need to let John do it. They'll do it on their own.
Wow. 3 weeks. I give it 3 weeks.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You said it perfectly. I don't know if there's much more to say. I think I might even pick these up I think I'm just waiting
Wow.
for it. Yeah, because I'm a huge Batman guy, and I want the representation. And you're not going to get this anywhere else. You will not get this anywhere
No,
else.
you won't.
Nope. Not to this level. The problem is this is 100% museum or 2-minute photo, because that rubber, holy shit. That rubber in that pose. And there's other photos where it's bent on the legs. There's no way that rubber is going to go back the way Ben was saying his Spider-Man figure. There is no way.
Oh, yeah.
Over time, there is no way. You can see in some photos where Robin's arm was bent.
Yeah.
They put it back into that museum
that
pose,
crease.
and you see the crease. This is a figure that I wish had a window display box, because these two bad boys would not leave the box for me. Nicely preserved there. But then again, you can pull them out, display them, but any pose to this, I would not risk it. But I give kudos to Hot Toys for showing these, putting these up for pre-order, because these movies don't necessarily have the biggest fan base behind them. But I do think when these go, I don't think these are going to be figures that are massively produced, such high numbers like some of the Star Wars figures. I think that when these do go, we can see almost like a Dark Side Anakin situation where they may be discounted, but when they sell out, people are going to go after these and want them. Especially if they decide to produce more down the line. Even the Batmobile to compete with Jazz Inc. Because you know how Hot Toys loves to show them who's boss. Some of the villains, lots of potential. This reminds me almost of the 66 Batman situation. Didn't necessarily sell out right away, but damn, when those things went, you're looking at $500-$600 a pop now.
Totally. So I was 8 years old when this movie came out. So in terms of the campiness and the kind of like the over-the-top nature of the film, for that age, I mean, it absolutely resonated with me. I loved this film as a kid, and even as an adult, I rewatched it about a year ago, and I had fun with it. It's supposed to be fun, and not be taken too seriously. I think in terms of collection, so I've already ordered these from Sideshow. They are hopefully on the way really soon, because I cannot wait to have these two in my collection.
We should do an unboxing.
I was gonna say, if you want me to come on Monday night, if it lines up, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to wait. That's the only thing. If it shows up on like a freaking Thursday or something, but we'll see how it goes. But
sounds good.
I think in terms of like my collection, I think it'll look amazing. I've heard people say that you can't have one without the other. I disagree with that. I think if you love Batman and not the Throbbing, or vice versa, then like you buy whatever is good in your collection. I bought both because I think they'll make a really cool looking display together. You got to remember too, with these suits, in terms of the posability, like even in the film, they both of them stand there in museum pose like 90% of the time, because like I've seen interviews with Val Kilmer, and he said he had like PTSD after that film, because when they put the cowl on, he couldn't see, he couldn't hear anything. Like it was like they literally had to point him in the direction he was supposed to stand, because he couldn't even take direction from the director. It was that static of an outfit. So like I wouldn't have put this guy in too dynamic of a pose anyways. They're just gonna both stand there and look badass in the collection, and I'm on board with that. I wouldn't have wanted to see articulation joints to make it a more articulated suit, because that would have then taken away I think the real, but it would have taken away the realness of this. And I don't even know if you can get these guys in statues. I mean, like,
you can.
Not
can Robin. You can actually. Robin as well. Yeah, you can. In third scale.
And like for some people who don't like to pose at all, maybe that is actually really the right option. I'll still pose these guys for some pictures and then put it back in their spot. So I think that's going to be okay. The only other thing I'll say, and I mean it's like a morbid thought, but like Val Kilmer, he's getting old. He's having some health issues.
Don't
he's not
say
going to
it,
be
bro.
around forever.
Don't
he's
say
not going to
it,
be around
bro.
forever. And
How
you know
dare
what?
you.
If you love Val Kilmer, I think this is a great
dare you.
opportunity to have him in your 1/6 scale community of collection. So I think that alone will make this guy a grail down the line whenever that
Breaking
legend
my heart, Ben.
goes away.
I might order this.
Jesus.
I might order it. I think I'm gonna pull the trigger.
Oh, I think you got to, John. This is a classic figure.
You got
These
it,
are-
John.
these
If
are
you like
terrific.
it, you should.
Yeah.
I think the movie matters to enough people that eventually these will be Grail figures.
100%.
Yeah, even if
1000%.
not, yeah, they're just like great display pieces.
One
And Ben, to your
billion
point on Val Kilmer and having kind of health issues, after I watched the documentary Val, I immediately went and ordered, and this was, several months back, before we were like on the no pre-order stuff, but went and ordered both of these bad boys, and I'm totally fine with them not being superposable. I do modified museum poses most of the time anyways, but these will not be bent. No part of these guys will be moved minus maybe their heads at this point. So yeah, really excited that they're giving these to us. The only other thing I could say is give us that Jim Carrey Riddler, please.
Oh, please.
Give us that.
And the Two-Face.
Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yes, just do a
That'd be
2-pack.
all right.
Given how excited a lot of the community is, I'm kind of like shocked on how excited people have been for these. Just give us those, even if it's like an exclusive or something like
And
that.
if you're super generous, a nice little Alfred as well, please.
Alfred.
What's the price on these?
That'd be sick.
Go ahead and Google it.
$245, $250. They're like semi-affordable.
Wow.
Yep. That Alfred was in all of those first Batman movies. Too. I mean,
Exactly.
he translates with all of the collection.
That's
right?
why it would be
So-
brilliant.
Thanks, Yum.
Also gave
Ben,
us this
brilliant.
amazing sound
So
clip.
good.
Access allowed.
Anyways, John, can we hear a quick word from our sponsor?
Of course we can. What is this here? What? Sorry.
Six corner.
1-6 Corner. Great guys over there. Their mission is to provide the best figures and collectibles to their customers. They offer great price, great packaging, fast shipping, best in the business customer service. Collecting Weekly listeners get 10% off in stock figures while our show is live using code capital C, capital W, 10. Choose your figures, pay safely with PayPal, and you can leave the rest to them.
We do have our Spider-Man giveaway going on at the end of the show, but I wanted to remind everyone that the Small Talk Selfie Series giveaway, I believe they're still doing that. Go to our Facebook page, pin post, and you can comment to get a free entry into that, which should be really neat if you win. I wanted to talk Christmas. Obviously, it is Christmas week. And specifically, if you guys had any stories you wanted to share of the holidays, any favorite things that you've got, I think it would be nice to hear some of y'all's stories. I guess I'll start us off. I remember 2006 when we first moved back to Texas, and my parents, we had just bought a house, so it was kind of like pretty tight. And so our parents got us kind of like next year's gifts will be much better gifts. Like we just couldn't really pull it together this year. But and like they got us like these MP3 players, whatever. They were kind of whatever. But we rocked them for a year. They were awesome. And I remember that next Christmas, it was like complete 180. I remember my mom got me an Xbox 360. I think that was when it was still like, it was back when that generation was going on. And dude, I still have that Xbox. I love that Xbox, and so many good memories with that. And I just remember like it was like kind of like a treat yourself Christmas. Like, my parents had saved up all year, and like pretty much everyone got like exactly what they wanted, and it was just a really nice Christmas. This time of year is kind of weird for me. The past few years have been kind of rough with just different family things going on. So, definitely so far at this point, it seems to be going pretty good, but, want to knock on wood and keep that going. But, yeah, it was a really good Christmas. I remember a few years ago, we got to spend a lot of family time with my grandpa. He had passed away, shortly after Christmas, but we kind of got to see him one last time. And that was a really good Christmas because it was kind of unexpected. Like, I think like a few days before, he'd kind of started trending down a little bit. But being able to go up there, and everyone kind of last minute was able to change their plans, and definitely this time of year is a good time to spend time with the family, under any circumstance. But yeah, I'm curious, Dean, do you have any good memories you wanted to share? Hanukkah memories even?
Yeah, so this actually is a community story, and it just happened today.
Wow.
I haven't really gotten a chance to like unbox them, so I didn't include it on New This Week. But a few of you might remember a while back I got a package in the mail of like something I didn't order, but it was something like I definitely would have ordered. And I was like,
This is a while back.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like,
That was
this
a long
is-
time ago.
A long time ago. I was like, this is weird. And luckily, the dude's phone number was on the package. It was like on the printed label from USPS. So I give him a call and I'm like, hey, I got this package in the mail, but I definitely didn't order this. And he was like, holy shit. I meant to send that to someone else. Like, I don't know how it got to you. And I was like, I ordered from you like weeks ago. So I guess like, I don't know, something happened with eBay and my information got pushed forward. It was a whole thing. And I was like, look, I'll send the package on to whoever it's going to. And, that'll
Did you buy insurance?
I did. Yeah.
What a guy.
It wasn't very expensive to ship it, but, yeah. So the guy who originally got the package did indeed get it. And that was for his kid's Christmas last year. Oh shit, this was a long time ago. Yeah. And they sent photos and everyone was really nice to each other.
Beautiful moment.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, or not even weeks ago, days ago, the eBay seller, his name is Mitchell Bernal, a great guy.
Lovely guy.
He gives me a call on Facebook and he's like, hey, I got these in a trade. They're big ass posters of some like Robotech stuff. And I thought of you, and if you want them, I'll send them to you. And I was like, dude, that's so nice. Like that you even thought of me after all this time. And we spent about 20 minutes on the phone. He was showing me his collection and just a really cool guy. And I got them in the mail today, the posters in a tube. And like I said, I haven't got to unbox them, but it was just really cool, kind of like a Christmas gift that came out of nowhere. But yeah, it was really nice. I was like, wow, that's so sweet. So thank you to Mitchell. I gotta find some big ass frames because they're huge posters. I think they're like 17 by 20 or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was nice.
One of my not necessarily more recent, a few years ago that I can remember was the wifey. Nothing crazy, but whatever. Wifey surprised me and went to the comic shop by herself and everything. I think this is before I even started streaming with you guys, and wrapped up the Hot Toys, the 2-pack, Han and Chewie, which was pretty tough to find over here in Canada. And she had actually found a shop. I found a shop, and then we went there together. And I said, "Oh, that's cool." And then Christmas had come, and they still had it. And she actually wrapped it up, and gave it to me as a gift, which was awesome and really cool of her. But so shout out to her. But more so Christmas, just in the spirit of Christmas, I think, honestly, not to sound, what do you say? Cheesy. But honestly, being able to stream with you guys this year, I met Marco, I met Ben, and so many other people. We kicked off Collectors Club, which has been an absolute blast. Filming that, I met so many guys on the statue side, and even through the channel, we've grown, guys. I think I kickstarted with you guys. The channel was at 600 subscribers. The amount of people that I've met and that supported the channel, and it's just been on the journey together. It's been an absolute
huge.
It's amazing. So yeah, those are some of the good memories that I'll always cherish. And of course, it's like I said, spending time with you guys and conversing with people in the chat. We may butt heads sometimes, but it's all in good fun. As long as people know their place, we can always have a good time. No, I'm kidding. But
I have no idea where my place is.
Wow.
in the bed.
I'm still
then.
lost. I'm looking for it for a while. Yes.
Have a good holidays, guys. It's this year's another one of the books. It's been an absolute blast with you guys.
All right, I guess I'll go next. So, one for me, one for them. So, the one for me, I wanted a Nintendo 64 for, I think it was like 2 Christmases had passed, and my parents were insistent that they weren't going to get me one. All right, I was like, I'm glad I'm going first because Ben may say this one. And then they finally got me this Nintendo 64. And like the, the famous video where the kid or the two kids are freaking out, like I was so absolutely excited. Still one of my favorite consoles to this day. So that will always stick out as a memory. Just finally getting that N64. My parents made me wait on it. And that's probably explains why I don't like to wait anymore. Oh, there you go, Ben. That's a beauty right there. And then, just on this theme of giving back that we've been talking about for a few weeks, and this is the last time I'll say this, but just want to urge everyone, there's still enough time. Go buy a gift for a kid, go donate somewhere, make someone's holidays. But I think we were, and I forget which organization it was, but the kid had put that they wanted a video game, but it was like pretty non-descriptive. I think it might have been Xbox 360. Toys R Us's were shutting down at the time. I think I told the story on the last show. Toys R Us's were shutting down at the time. I went and they had Disney Infinity figures and the game just absolutely just discounted beyond belief. Like, just get them out of here. So I went and just balled out, like bought so many figures and just packaged this up. And I hope this kid ended up having a really great Christmas and was, able to, on a budget, still find a way to give someone a dope Christmas, hopefully. So that's those are some of my standout memories.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I for the audio listeners, I showed Marco there an N64 copy of Zelda Ocarina of Time, not my Johnson. So just in case anybody was worried in terms of the audio listeners.
Not yet. That's backstage.
It's backstage. So like Marco, I'll give you guys two quick ones. So somebody asked me the other day, when did you stop believing in Santa Claus? I was like, 2 weeks ago. But it was probably around the time I was about 10, I want to say. And it's funny because my brother, Jacob, he's in the chat a lot here as well, Thor Gaming. And my dad used to go above and beyond for Christmas to keep the illusion alive. He was a clean freak. Like, the house was always super neat and tidy. And we had a fireplace downstairs with at the time, a pretty thick, shag carpet. And he would take his winter boots and stomp them through the ash in the fireplace and track boot prints all the way through the house. He would go out the night, Christmas Eve, when everybody was in bed, and he would take a GT snow racer attached to a rope and huck it up onto the roof and drag it across and everything to make sleigh tracks. He would do reindeer feet print and all of it. It was crazy.
Violation.
Yeah, right. So,
are you on the roof to verify?
Right. No, but you could see it. You could see it. It was cool. So the one year we were out, I think it was probably 10 or 11, and I started to kind of I was pretty sure Santa didn't exist, it's one of those things, but you don't really want to say it. And my dad put so much effort into Christmas. I was worried that if I was right, it would actually disappoint him and just destroy Christmas, right? And I don't want to be the Grinch. And so we're up on the roof and we're hanging Christmas lights, and he's like, "Hey, are you excited for Santa to come this year?" And I was like, Dad, I don't know if I believe it anymore. Soul crushing, absolutely soul crushing.
You're a terrible human being.
Terrible human, terrible. And I felt terrible for about a week. He still went out that Christmas Eve though and chucked the GT snow racer on the roof, did the whole works. So it still made it really fun for my younger siblings, right? So that's the worst part of being the old sibling, I think. And that Christmas in particular, I got a couple of Street Sharks, which back in the day were super badass. In fact, I kind of want to try and re-find some Street Sharks, but they're hard to find now. As well as some Power Rangers in the diamond-shaped box that they used to come in. Those were pretty badass, and not six, I don't know what scale those necessarily were, but not 6 scale, but somewhere kind of in between. So, which is cool. And then in terms of giving back, I was inspired by Marco a few weeks ago. So I was just promoted at work recently, so I went to my owner and said, "Hey, I think for Christmas this year, instead of doing a Secret Santa in the office, or in addition to anyways, we should do some kind of give back." So yesterday, the team and I went and we all donated blood, which was really cool. Didn't get to, we obviously don't get to see or meet the people that we're donating to, but it was still a really fun team experience. And it was cool to get some pictures and hopefully save a life out there, which was cool. So I thought it was a great suggestion, Marco. We are still going to do the Secret Santa tomorrow, so get the best of both worlds at work.
Dang, that's awesome. Gave your blood. Love to hear that,
man,
Ben.
it was cool. It was cool.
Mr. Musashi says, "Got to go to bed. Caught COVID over the last couple of days. You guys were a great break to help with feeling terrible. Sorry
Feel
about
better,
that,
buddy.
bud.
Feel better. Be safe, man.
So I wanted to kind of take a trip down September memory lane with our Christmas wish list. Just briefly, we'll share what we got or what we think we got, what changed. For me, I did get a bunch of paints, so that is a thing. Did not get my 1, 2, 3 blocks. The Dreadnought, I think, got pushed back to like February, March, so I took that off the list. And then I kind of gave up on the Batman statue for now.
Oh, it's such a beauty, though.
It went to waitlist, and I kind of wanted to put it on a payment plan. I 1000% should have done it earlier.
Did you waitlist? Did you get on the waitlist though?
No, I didn't bother with it.
Oh, you should. Then.
I'm thinking about it. It's just one of those things that I'll need to save up the money and kind of be ready to pull the trigger when/if it converts, since payment plan is no longer an option. But yeah, this is a beautiful statue. I'm just gonna admire it from afar. The whole list basically got 180'd as soon as Gandalf the White went up for pre-order. That was like, well, that's what I'm getting for Christmas, I guess. So for Dean, you had these on the list. So tell us kind of how your list developed over the past 3 months.
Yeah, so I got Red 13 and Jesse from my sister for
Jesse?
Christmas. Yeah, Jesse. I picked up Ahsoka. Where the hell did she go? Oh, she's right here. I did finally pick up Ahsoka from Stevens. And the statue I'm still waiting for. It was supposed to be Q4 2022, so any day now, I guess. But yeah, I'm still waiting on that. But yeah, 3 of the 4, not bad. Not bad at all.
Jesus, I got none of these. Well, I pre-ordered the Gandalf, so still waiting for that. That's on it. And now Hush Superman, Hush Ivy. I'm looking for. I want to get these. These are still on the list. Waiting for a local seller. I got a guy. Found it. He has a Hush Superman. Still on the fence about selling. But Ivy, I'm still on the hunt for. And damn, Doc, I was excited for. But damn, I'm going to be sitting on that fence and waiting for a nice discount because that figure ain't going nowhere. You know what that guy says on Spider-Man?
You don't need roads. What?
No.
Just kidding.
No.
I know.
What was his name in Spider-Man? The wrestler.
Bonesaw.
You ain't going nowhere. That's where this figure's going. Nowhere. That was my favorite part of that movie, by the way.
You love to.
But yeah, no, Hush. I'm on the lookout. If you guys know anybody that's selling, locally though, Ben, more for you.
Bonesaw's ready.
I'll keep an eye out.
Okay, this is me here, I believe. Love it. So good, Dean. Yeah, so I got most of these actually. So Snowspeeder Luke, shout out to Stevens Collectibles for helping me add that one. Beautiful figure. This Iconic Studios Ryu, just came in as mentioned earlier in the show. Where is our Joker? I'm actually fine. Just push it a few months at this point. There's too much dropping right now. Push it, get it right.
Communicate with us, though.
Make it perfect. Yeah, let us know that it's delayed. But, they may have had some mixed messaging in terms of when exactly it was going to drop. Right? They may have said aspirationally end of this year, but would love to hear them come out and clarify. And then this Loki, I'm with John on that Doc Brown and this Loki where it's like, okay, because they didn't come out perfect, I'm kind of sitting on it and waiting for a nice deal, hopefully.
Very good. Very good. Let's see what Benny T got.
Yeah, so I did well so far, at least. Kind of like Marco was saying, with the Jokers, it would have been nice to get them for Christmas, but now that I've overspent a little bit on my fiance as well as treating myself this year, I wouldn't be totally upset if it got pushed. It would just be nice to hear from them at least and see. But I do have Doc Brown. Sideshow gave me the notification today that he'll be arriving tomorrow. I'd already paid him off in full before all the controversy had kind of started. So just is what it is. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna let it come, and I'm gonna have him beside Marty. He's gonna look real good. I've got the DeLorean coming next year. It's gonna be a sweet display either way. So while I'm a little bit disappointed about the head sculpt, it is what it is. I did get the PS5 a couple weeks ago. I think I've only put in about 6 hours of actual playtime in the thing, though. Dean was actually, I think, making fun of me the other day. That's like, you realize I can see when you sign in, and the last time you signed in was like 17 days ago, right?
It's like a bad ex.
Wow, a stalker.
He's
Yeah,
keeping an eye. He's keeping a close
if your
eye on
ex
me.
told you all the time, like, no, I'll come hang out with you.
But
sounds just like
after
my
the
ex.
second time, Dean, I think you'd get the hint.
Yeah.
I don't tell you that all the time, Dean.
Fucking poor guy doesn't even turn his play. Babe, can we listen to music? Don't fucking touch that PlayStation.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Dean will think I'm signing in and not inviting him.
No, you just go offline mode. That's what I do.
That's just
no
that's
one ever
deceitful.
knows if I'm.
That's deceitful, Dean. Okay, I would never trick you.
He's
like
Canadian.
That.
We aren't.
I would never trick you like that, Dean.
He's too Canadian.
He'll be on offline. We'll be like, hey, Dean, I just want to let you know I turned my PlayStation on. Send you a text.
I see you. I know it.
But I have not ordered Ahsoka yet. I am still kind of waiting to see in hand of her. I think I'm going to hold off on that one. Even though I don't know if she's actually been delayed officially yet. So you guys might know better than me, but we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll still get her before the end of the year. There's still a couple days left. And then, like you heard me talking about that classic suit Spider-Man earlier, I freaking love the suit. I think it looks beautiful. I don't love the material, and I was excited to see the Tom Holland blue and red version. So now I'm kind of on the fence. Now I'm like, I gotta see. I gotta see what I want to bring into my collection. So yeah, we'll go from there. I think it was OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars was saying he loves that suit. So
yeah,
maybe I just need to pull the trigger and call it a day.
I forgot my other main gift. I got a camera. I got a brand new camera. I love it.
So you do look crispier lately.
I thought you were looking.
I can show you guys like now when I do my models, I can like
his pores.
You do models? Damn.
Yeah, look, I can show you guys.
I'm
You do voices. I do voices.
Look at that. Now I don't have to show you that shitty overhead camera.
Oh, like miniature models. I see how this. Oh, we got
I think
we got booty bots in the chat.
So what camera is this? Is this like a physical camera or like a webcam?
GG,
it's
where
a
are you?
camera.
Like it's a camera.
Yeah. It's the camera that USB had. Well,
I don't
not
understand.
the exact camera that USB had, but
So you just connect it via USB and that's it?
Yeah, it hooks up to a micro HDMI to a capture card. And
I
then
don't even know what you're talking about, man. Sorry.
Yeah, the USB made it easy. I plugged it in. I was like, this thing looks like shit. So I called USB. He's like, oh, you got to change, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you just tell
What's
me
a
the
capture
words.
card?
It's like it captures the, like the display on the back has like a live view. It's basically just taking that live view and then like into the.
Oh, that explains that. So I'll just, if I need help, I'll go to the computer, say, and that should fucking.
I think it
tell
actually
me.
might be like a. Or what was that?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll put that into Google. Hey Siri, why do I do it?
John, I don't know how much you watch like Twitch streamers or something, but you need a capture card to like if you're playing
PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
But you can get them for like $15.
Yeah,
right?
but what does the capture card do? Is it an actual device?
It takes the signal. Well,
I'll look into it. I gotta look into it.
It converts the signal from your device to the computer.
Jesus, that looks like Pandora.
So like you know how like you would plug your PlayStation into a TV?
I got Marco laughing really hard today.
That little thing back there is the capture card.
Oh, I got it.
Like instead of plugging your PlayStation into a TV, you plug it into the capture card, and then the capture card's your computer, so you can play it
on your
computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can
That way your
you were
computer
Mexican
can
today,
record
John.
all that information.
Yeah, John, I know for certain you're not Mexican based on the weakness of your sound effects. Your all that was just
Arriba.
Whoa, that seems.
Ándale.
One guacamole for us. One guacamole for us, real quick.
One guac.
It's from Tom and Jerry, you know, the little rat that used to run around.
Speaking of rats,
I was about to say, speaking of rats, you fucking.
Speedy Gonzalez was not a rat. He was a mouse.
Here we go. We have hot seat, boys. We have hot seat.
Holy, the show's not done yet. Holy shit.
We're gonna be here for 3 hours. Dean, let's start with you. Hot seat. 1 minute.
Dean doesn't know shit. How many points do we at?
What the hell?
Let's check the points. Let's check the.
What are you attacking me for?
Because kick your ass.
Okay. Who messed with my points? What the hell?
Yo, shout out Bethany. This 1 minute clock helped her pass her social studies.
That's right, Niculio. Ay caramba. Hey, ándale, ándale.
Here we go. Dean has 1 point. John 2. Marco 3.
Oh fuck!
Ben,
Marco has
0.
3 points.
Let's run it back, baby.
Let's see what we got. Let's do Dean on the hot seat.
I'm still trying to dig myself out of the bad round that one time. So.
Ooh.
Oh Jesus
Hey,
Christ!
I didn't get secret base, so don't feel bad, please.
Also, if we miss, if we miss next week, the finale will be the first episode of January. Dean, this question would have been a little bit more appropriate because Lane was supposed to be here, but he's not. Lane is moving in the next few months. What advice do you have for Lane and other collectors who are going to be moving over the holidays?
Yeah, one of my biggest things that I did when I started moving is if you have a lot of smaller scale figures, put them and their accessories in like a little sandwich bag. I went through like 2 boxes of sandwich bags, putting everything in little baggies. 2, box your shit up way before you need to start moving, which I think Lane has done. Also, get like a dolly so you could like start stacking boxes and like move them, you know, in like units to your car or whatever. And be really good at Tetris so you can stack boxes accordingly and they're not toppling over. Maybe get some ratchet straps to help, you know, secure them so they're not tipping over. But yeah, those are some of the tips that I had. That I used when I moved.
Love to hear it. Let's get John
Me?
in
Oh,
the
I'm not
hot
ready for
seat.
this shit. No, fuck.
John, your question today with Phase 2 of Episode 2 figures laid out by Hot Toys. We have obviously Anakin, Padme, Mace, and the Super Battle Droid. What characters do you think are needed / likely if we were to get a Phase 3?
What else am I supposed to know? Star Wars related? I think we're gonna see.
Well, yes.
Well, thank you.
Phase
3. Which was Phase 3? Ribbit. Fuck. Listen. Regardless, this is what I think's in the next pipeline. Whether regardless it's Phase 3 or not, I think we're gonna get another Count Dooku reissue. We're gonna get a Anakin, Dark Side Anakin reissue. Can I hear a ding? That's 2 options there. Ding ding.
Just kidding.
I think we might see now the Kid Fisto. Oh, we're fucking hella gonna see Mace Windu. That's exciting. Mace Windu teased.
Well, that's Phase 2.
Well, whatever.
This would be
Just
Phase
part of it. It's Phase 2, but it's coming out for Phase 3. You have fucking by the timing, right?
What? What?
Put those horns, Zach. I don't hear the bells, Zach. I gave you 3 answers. Hit those horns.
It's not 1 bell per answer.
And
yeah, I didn't get any bells.
Kid Fisto. You got 2. Kid Fisto. Fuck off.
Okay, I'll give you 2 points for that.
What? How many points did I get?
You got -1 because of that whining, Dean. Whining.
Ding ding.
And you told me to put my fucking figure pieces in a sandwich bag. What am I going to put my sandwich in then?
Holy cow.
Your stomach.
Absolutely
Eat the goddamn
epic
sandwich.
Marco, so this is a little preemptive for our next discussion, but how do you think the firing of Cavill from the DC Extended Universe and today announced Black Adam will affect Hot Toys' value? There are a lot of Cavill fans out there. Do you think that the Superman and Black Adam, when they're the ones that are pre-ordered that we'll be releasing and the ones out now, will increase in value?
Yeah, absolutely. I will have to say I'm very sad to see Henry Cavill, move on from the role, but completely support, James Gunn kind of tearing it down, doing a complete rebuild. So I think they're on to something there. In terms of the value of the Hot Toys, I think initially it's going to bump them up, right? There's several iterations, and I think I've got 3 Henry Cavill Supermen, so he's obviously near and dear to my heart. But I think in the long term, once the new, right, James Gunn has already said, they're building the universe around Superman. He's writing a Superman movie. Once we get the new Superman, I think a lot of people are going to forget about the Henry Cavill version because the movies are, I really enjoyed them, but they're not perfect. Even, Man of Steel isn't perfect. I think once we get potentially, a really banger Superman movie that kind of builds on itself and has, Brainiac maybe in the second one and kind of has a complete trilogy, I think people are going to kind of shift their minds because it's kind of what have you done for me lately? And they're going to be all over the other ones. And then this Cavill and the Hot Toys will kind of drop in value over the long term.
You will get shot in certain places of the internet for what you just said.
Points here, 2 points.
Hey, I own 3 of them, so I put my money where my mouth is. But
no, the whole thing that people are going to get over Cavill, I don't know. I'm with you. Like, I'm not a huge...
That's what people think now, right? It's recency bias, but by the
ripping
time you
the
give them
Band-Aid.
something else, yep.
Yeah. Oh, you guys stress
Ben,
me
a question for you, Ben. With the Spider-Verse figures peg warming overseas in Hong Kong, regardless of the quality of the figures, how deep into the Spider-Verse 2 line do you think Hot Toys will get now that we've seen the first trailer?
Yeah, so I honestly think that they're still going to go pretty deep into it. I think that they've been pretty popular in North America. Clearly, from the trailers that we've seen, if you have seen them anyways, there's definitely an older version of Miles that we're getting a chance to see. He's aged up a little bit. I think with Gwen as well, we'll see an older version. I also do think that with the 2099 suit coming, I think that character alone is going to be a banger character, and with Oscar Isaac as the helmet or the voice of that character, I mean, he's got star power just on his own terms, but I think it's going to be a badass looking figure, and you know, I think it's going to set it apart from the original Spider-Man game 2099 suit. There'll definitely be a difference there, promoting it in somebody's collection. At the end of the day, I think animated series is a win for Hot Toys because they can make them slightly more cheaply. They don't have to worry about likeness rights, but can also make it look like a really badass collection.
Wow.
Sounds crazy.
I love it. Give you 3 points for that, Ben.
3 points. I object.
That was a good answer to the question right off the bat. Leading the scores to Dean 3 points, John 4,
I didn't
Marco
demand
5,
any points either.
and Ben 3.
The demanding points was terrific. Ding ding.
Where's the horn, Zach?
Old school mob shakedown right there.
Look, Revenge. The third phase is not my favorite line, favorite film. So
we'll just mention this briefly.
You guys want to start a war? Fuck.
Let's mention this briefly for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Cavill out as Spider-Man or Superman. Jesus Christ. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. They've basically said today that Black Adam's not in their immediate plans, but they will continue to explore opportunities to bring him into the DCEU. Both of those basically shoved off the bat. So, shout out to James Gunn, I guess.
Also, The Rock unfollowed all of Warner Brothers' social media.
So first of all, they
even the Black Adam stuff, he unfollowed everything.
He's a great marketing guy. You know, he does that all intentionally.
So he did that, but he backtracked that real quick today with his messaging. So he came out with some messaging, all friends now with Gunn, and yeah, great things are gonna happen. But yeah, everybody's gone.
What a shit story.
Cavill was a hit. I don't know. It's a bandit that's gonna be ripped off. I'm really happy, and I've been getting flack on the statue side for this. I'm happy. My favorite person that's not going to be coming back, Batfleck. That's one. Cavill's one thing. I'm so happy. That was Christmas came early to me. Maybe he wasn't given justice for his films in the Justice League, but the renditions of what we saw, I just wasn't happy with it. But Cavill, I purposely watched Man of Steel again. He has the look. He has the look of Superman, but I don't think he's going to be he would be the last Superman ever. I think there are other people. I had mentioned this on another stream. If they want to be smart now, what they're going to do and how they're going to approach this is they're going to find an actor who is not in the public eye, a well-known celebrity. Go the route of someone that we don't know, who has the ability to act, of course, but that isn't a famous actor.
That, you know, James Gunn's from the Marvel school. Of course they're going to do that because they'll be cheaper initially too, right? You can sign him up to a long-term contract just like they did with Hemsworth and a lot of these others.
Yeah, I forecast Disney to be buying DC eventually, whether it's within a year, whether it's 5 years, whatever. I think Disney's going to just swallow them up.
Let's
Tough nut.
Jesus Christ, I'm looking at these entries for the Spider-Man giveaway. A lot of people just put their first name, which isn't quite helpful.
Are you sure you don't want to skip movie of the week? Then?
No, I think I do want to. Jesus Christ. Sorry. Okay, yeah, there are email addresses. Thank God. Okay, movie of the week. We'll just touch on this quickly. Workaholic Howard Langston wants to make things up for his son, Jamie, and wife Liz. He promises to get Jamie the hottest toy of the season, Turbo Man, even though it's Christmas Eve and the toy is practically sold out. As Langston hunts down the elusive gift, he runs into mailman Myron Sinbad, another father on the same quest. With the clock winding down, Langston's moral code is tested as he starts to learn the real meaning of Christmas. one of the greatest Christmas films of all time. We've talked about this movie before. It has stayed one of the greatest Christmas films of all time. Sinbad, amazing in this movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger, amazing in this movie. The memes in this movie, the little sound bites little nuggets that you can get out of this, incredible. And I have to say, up there for me with Nightmare Before Christmas, A Christmas Story. This is classic Christmas. I love a few years ago Walmart made the where you could get
Turbo
Man.
Man.
It wasn't like as good as the one in the movie,
Obviously,
but you could get a Turbo Man 12-inch great figure. Vivi has it. She plays with it all the time, and I like messing with her and taking it away and saying "Ta ta, Turbo Man."
Hot
And
Toys quarter scale.
Bro, that would be an amazing release.
Day one.
Jamie.
Dean, what do you think about this? Also, tragedy with this movie. That dude got murdered.
Yeah, Phil Hartman.
Terrible.
I think, and of course Arnold Schwarzenegger is amazing in this movie, but Phil Hartman and Sinbad make this movie what it is. It's so good because Phil Hartman's like this kind of sleazy next door neighbor that's like super into his wife. So he's like fighting a war on two fronts, right? Like he's trying to get this stupid little toy for his kid, but he's also trying to fucking fight off Phil Hartman's creepy ass. And then of course Sinbad, amazing character. kind of a bad guy, but not really. And it's just a fun movie. And it's whenever you watch it, it can't help put a smile on your face. That scene with all the what are the evil Santa Clauses or the
in the
they're
factory,
like drinking and shit.
It was such a good movie. Like when Zach was like, "We gotta watch this movie again," I was like, "Oh God, we've
You're
already
bitching
done
and moaning,
this."
and then
But
it's a classic.
It's just a good movie. Like it really is a good movie. So yeah,
this
Dude,
movie-
I've always wanted to do the thing that he does in the beginning where there's a traffic jam and he just goes to the shoulder and like, bro, in the back of my mind, whenever I'm in a traffic jam, I'm like, dude, like now's the time to pull that out. And then of course he gets pulled over and doesn't end up working
that's
for him.
exactly what would happen.
That would be
like-
Ox PD.
This is like, oh shit! I didn't even pull up the NY whatever it is, the IMDb. But I wanted to say something. This is right behind Home Alone for me. Every year you watch Home Alone, you watch Jingle All the Way. I grew up with this, loved it. I like when Myron's in the radio office. He's a postal worker, right? And he pretends to have the bomb, and then it actually ended up being a bomb. That was classic. But food for thought. Since you guys are gonna all hit the points, I read an article about this. Myron, okay, this is gonna blow your mind. Says he has a son, but you never see the son. He doesn't really talk too much about the son. So how about if he's an actual collector and he's buying it for himself?
Love that theory.
I think it makes
That's a pretty good theory.
I think it makes the story better. But that's some food for thought. I'll never watch the movie the same after reading that. But yeah, this is classic for me. This is one of the Christmas movies that have to be in the roster for the year.
All right, so if I wasn't already canceled from some of the shade that I've thrown towards other beloved movies, I think I'm done for after this one. But absolutely love the cast, love the concept, love that it's a Christmas movie, but just the execution I've just never been as huge of a fan as I want to be. Like so many pieces of it could come together, but I just find like a lot of the stuff just, I don't know, not particularly funny or like charming as I know a lot of others do. So I don't want to say too many bad things because I know a lot of people love this, and I even have like a lot of fond feelings towards Turbo Man. So yeah, just not in the upper echelon of Christmas movies for me, unfortunately.
Did you just call him Turbo Man? Like CHUR?
Turbo. Yeah,
Turbo.
I miss.
He has churro on the
Man.
mind.
Churro Man.
Turbo mode. I used to say to my customers for fun, just remember you're my number one customer, and nobody ever got it. I always thought it was really funny.
With the fucking with that
accent.
With that accent, I don't know what the.
Hey, my Arnold accent is.
Can you do that one more time, please?
Yeah, do it one more time.
Just remember, you're my number one customer.
They're like, oh great, we bought some paint from the. Never mind.
The guy from 007. Like, I don't fucking.
That's right.
They helped that out.
I actually saw one of these Turbo Men.
Clip that.
I saw one of these Turbo Men figures at one of the local comic shops here not long ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I didn't actually know that they had made them. So, he looks pretty cheap in person in comparison to some of our Hot Toys collection, obviously.
How dare
but
you? He looks great.
But it's classic though. It's classic.
It's Hasbro.
So. I love this film. I was 100% on board with watching it again. I actually just unfollowed Marco because I can't even believe that he doesn't love this one as
You
well.
were following me?
Fair enough.
I know. It was a pity follow to
Like your first mistake.
But yeah, no, Phil Hartman, I mean, he just like his voice is so iconic himself, right? Just like that, like you said, Dean, the weaselly nature of his character. The cookies, like, you know, when he's
told you to eat my cookies.
For sure. I thought the CGI on the reindeer that charges Arnold was pretty janky, but awesome at the same time.
Classic.
So classic. And like, it's funny, on my rewatch this year, I remember thinking to myself, like, oh man, like Arnold's literally just gonna go steal that kid's present under the tree. Like, what a bastard. But then I forgot that like he has that like crisis of faith, and he's like, oh, what am I doing? I can't steal this. So I don't know.
Did you say what are you doing in your accent?
Yes.
What am I doing?
Jesus, that one you sound like Waddle from fucking.
Yeah, there you go. Mind tricks don't work on me.
I'll work on my accents. I got a week.
There you go. No, we're not Dean.
That's right. Either way,
anyways.
I thought it was awesome. If you've for some reason never seen the film, don't listen to Marco. I would 100% give it a chance.
If you haven't seen this film, just
In your life.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, everyone. I got dark. Dean.
Don't say that to our
I'm sorry. I hang on. Time out.
I think no one's listening, man. We're at the 2-hour mark.
I gotta do something real quick.
A man can only admit when he was wrong and ask forgiveness.
I state my regret. Dean,
Listen.
Whether or not
for 2023, I'm deleting that clip. Out of all the clips I've ever seen, I fucking hate that clip with a passion.
How dare you?
We have to update
That's my
it.
favorite clip.
That's my
hate
favorite
it.
clip.
We have to update it.
That's a perfect clip when you mess up and you gotta kind of run it back a little bit.
Well, that never happens to me, so I don't. That's why I don't really use it. But
okay,
you
Mr. Styrofoam.
should use it more than
okay, the styrofoam. That was it. I swear to God, it's until I get that thing in my hand. That's styrofoam.
Oh boy. Anyways, so I don't know. We may or may not be on next week. Regardless if we are or not, Dean, it is your choice for movie of the week, and we're outside of Christmas, so you can pick whatever you want.
Yeah, so Netflix finally updated with that Future Soldiers movie. Soldiers of the Future or something. The one that Hot Toys made the figures of, that we were like, I don't know what the fuck this is.
With Johnson.
It's on Netflix now. Let's watch it.
Is it dubbed?
I'd rather
Do you know if it's or is it?
I
like,
think they have
subtitles?
both. Yeah, I think they have both.
Sweet.
It's not
I don't
dumb.
like
We don't know.
reading.
We haven't watched it yet. I don't know.
It's hard to read in bed. It's a smaller TV.
Bro, you got to watch it with subtitles. It's going to be awful dubbed. You already know.
No,
Speaking about subtitles, anyone watch that Harry and Kate?
No.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, we're Americans down here, dude. We don't pay attention.
We have a giveaway to do, and I'm very excited. We have 227 entries into our giveaway. Lots of bonus entries. Equan obviously had a bunch of entries, as per usual. He watches all of our shows. Full disclosure, I mailed the Patreon stuff today, and it took me literally like almost 45 minutes in the post office, so I will mail this on Monday, because I'm not waiting in line for longer than 45 minutes again. Lots of boops, too. You'd love to see it. So this is our Classic Suit Spider-Man Hot Toys giveaway, donated graciously by Lane. I would have it here, but the box exploded, so
You should have buy insurance.
Explode again.
Giggity.
Yeah, right. Buy insurance. So 1 through 227. Real quick, does anyone want to say anything before we run the drawing?
Yeah, let's make
Any
this one a
last
little
words?
fun. Let's add some like oomph to it or something, like a build up.
Razzle dazzle.
Like let's play some
John to
music.
do a drum
Hold on.
roll or something.
Let's play some
Here we
music
go.
here.
Hang on,
Here we
hang
go.
on.
Can I win this? Is it possible?
Those who
Well,
are
did you
about
enter?
to roll.
No, I didn't enter.
Lisa,
I didn't think I could win. So.
Here we go. Just kidding.
No. Something cool.
Whoever-
Actually,
whoever
play the
enters, like,
rock.
my
Play
arm
rock.
starts
Rock
ringing.
is pretty good. I don't know if you deleted it.
I'll
Do
bring
that
it
one
back
for
in.
Pose Wars.
Rock is pretty good.
Here we go.
Anybody who liked my Arnold accent, I think they should win. Just saying.
Nobody like that.
Oh, this is like porn.
Nobody liked that.
Welcome to Big
Did
Dick
someone
Demon
order a
Dream.
big sausage pizza? I did, but I don't have any money. Why the fuck did you order a pizza?
Wow. Spoken from experience.
Can I pay another way? What'd you have in mind?
Clean my fucking house.
It's like,
clean
no, that's where I poop from. Not today.
No.
That's
He
where
walks in,
I
Can I pay you another?
That's where I poop from.
Can I pay you in another way?
Oh
Is
my
that
God,
a Hot
I'm
Toys Stormtrooper? It's the reissue. Fuck that.
John, they're like, is that the NR Joker? No, it hasn't shipped yet.
It's like, I got
No, it's
my
like you
Hot
knock on the door.
Toys-
Oh, that's where John is.
I was like,
He's never gonna come back.
I got my Hot Toys stuck in the dryer, and it's like, move, bitch.
I kind of meant like if anyone wanted to say something nice. This has been fun too. This has been real fun though.
Okay.
Oh my
Let's do it.
God.
Those who are about to
crying.
compete.
Fuck, that was good. We love you guys. We had a great 2022 with the network. You guys have been great through and through. You know, we have good shows, we have bad shows, but the one constant is the chat. You know, people here with us. We try our best to put on the best show possible, but sometimes they're better than others. Yeah, again, shout out to Lane. We have the Small Talk giveaway tomorrow. And here we go, Niculio starring Zorba from Planet 69. Let's. Are we ready to run this? Anyone have any?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do a countdown.
Let's do it.
3.
Let's do it. Wait, whoa, hang on. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
don't be one of those half-ass streamers that don't show the winner. Yeah. We do it right here.
Jesus Christ. You let me know. You let me know when.
Pull
to
a
press
winner
the
out of their ass. Like, what the fuck? I want to see you pull the winner.
What's the
Marco.
minimum 2?
Because the number 1 is the like timestamp first name last name. If you have a
perfect.
bonus
Okay,
code.
thank you.
Thank you for
Alright.
checking that because that would have been awkward. Anyways, drum roll.
3.
10, 9, 8. Okay, 3.
2. Actually, no. Let's do it. 8, 4, 6. 3, 2, 1. Get it all.
Generate.
99.
That's a good
Check
number.
it.
Oh,
That is a good number.
If it's equal, I quit.
That is a good number. 99. Hey, John Ortiz.
John Ortiz.
Oh, nice.
Hey,
Very nice.
awesome.
Congrats.
Nice.
With
Congrats.
with bonus code Mommy Bix from the
Mommy
reissue.
Bix
Love it.
won you that.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Congrats,
You'll
John.
love to
Congrats,
hear
buddy.
it. Oh, what a wonderful! I don't have to wait 45 minutes to ship something. This is fantastic.
Really
So
good
John
guy.
Ortiz,
Really good guy.
Wonderful guy. John, you let me know when you can meet up, bro, and I'll make it happen. Be sure to tune
The
in
box
tomorrow.
is damaged. Zach ruined it.
Be
Someone
sure to
sat
tune
on
in tomorrow. I think they're doing the Small Talk giveaway, or I think it's next week. I don't even know. But yeah, Dean, let's say thank you to the pillars that keep the network going.
The 3 Beelers.
Wow, that
Give a
was.
quick shout out to
Never ever do that again.
even John knew.
I thought I was ordering dinner for a second there.
Whoa!
Wow.
Wow.
You can't. Oh my god!
That's what happens after. It's almost. Well, it's not midnight here yet. I can't use that excuse.
Oh, good shout out to
I'm like, where's Fern? Fuck.
shout out to here. Ian CV, Renee Mendes.
Welcome to After Dark, bro. It's 2 hours. We're already at the end.
Curie, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Serena, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Giz, Daminator, Joao Breda, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer. That's a new name. I haven't said that before. Sweet Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krepp, Big Ol' Fern, King Zach, Susan Merriquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomaski, Rick DeGregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Azucena, The Illustrious Rainer, Alan Morgan, Tukothri Watt, Derek Bees, Aries Portillo, Mark Randolph. I don't think I've said that before either.
No.
Who's above Pablo there?
Joe Ridley.
Joe Ridley. Sorry, the logo's coming
Fat
out.
Batman, great guy.
I haven't said
No.
Joe Ridley before either. Very cool.
Yeah, he's new.
Pablo Meza, Carlos Saavedra, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Jimmy James, Stephen Perger, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Steve and Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton. Last one of the year, Palmer. What
You
a
love
bunch
to
of angels.
hear it. You love to hear it. Niculio,
Good timing on that one, Zach.
Thank you. Last week was a bit rough. Thank you, CW crew, for another wonderful year of collecting and fun. Have a holly jolly Christmas, peace and love. For December, the benefit was the magnet. Those all went out this week, and
It's very
I really
Dr.
hope
Seuss.
that
I like it.
Yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to what we do next year with Patreon and the stickers and the designs. It'll be one per month, so we'll really make them count, make them good for you, and we're excited for that. If you want to join the Patreon, benefits start at $5 a month. You get access to the digital uploads of Ox After Dark audio and video. Sweet Angels, $7.50 sticker sent straight to your door and access to Ox After Dark replay. The $15 Certified Crispy Certificate tier and the $25 Pog set / doubles of all the stickers we send tier. So be sure to join in if you'd like. It helps us keep the lights on, and we really appreciate all those that do that. We do have a wonderful selection of YouTube channel members also. MoJozy78, Absolute Erwin, DK Avenger 702, OMFG Rick, S Beam, Andres IB, Daminator, Sam Gist, Thomas Clark, Benjamin Hansen, Chris V, Big Ol' Fern, Cram, OG Fan, Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO, Carlito, CT603, Eddie Money Mendez, Sia Dreams, JC B-Chan, and Fat Batman. Again, YouTube membership starts at 99 cents if you're a Patreon member, or $2.99 if you are not. You get loyalty badges and emojis that you can use in the comments. Taking a look at our network, we have After Dark tomorrow at 10:30. Which should be a great one. We also have Small Talk tomorrow, and then Club on Saturday, which should be a great one. I think you guys are doing a little bit earlier to catch
Friday.
Friday. I'm sorry, a little earlier to catch the Prime One showcase.
Yeah, we're doing 8 p.m. Eastern. We're doing it earlier. Usually it's a 2-hour show, so we may just tack on Club to continue it with some topics and so forth. But yeah, we're going to watch the Prime One showcase live, so it's going to be fun with a bunch of guys. So be sure to tune in.
Yeah. Definitely. And TeePublic, you can get the t-shirts starting at $13 when they're on sale. I definitely recommend buying at a sale, but we have plenty of designs if you guys want to add a little CW to your life. And then, John, can we read the socials, please?
Facebook, you follow Collecting Weekly, as well as the main group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. On Instagram, at Collecting Weekly, at Collecting Weekly _clips, and at The Everyday Collector.
You love to see it. Shout out time, Marco. Happy birthday. Did you have a good birthday yesterday, bud?
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I had a terrific birthday. I was going to end up going to the Kings game, decided against it, and watched at home with Gigi and Pancake, and it was the best decision I've ever made. Really great birthday.
Was the game bad, or just like it was just?
Well, they ended up losing, but no, just the fact that it was more low key. We had a really active weekend, so took it down a notch. Yeah, it was perfect.
Gross.
Gigi treated me to ramen as well. Really quickly, if I'm giving a shout out, last time I say it, if you're watching this, that's right. If you're watching this now and you haven't yet gone to buy a toy, go do it, please. It's so simple. Buy a toy, drop it off at a toy drive. I'm sure there are numerous around you, wherever you live in the world. So just get some good karma going into the new year and make a kid's Christmas, please.
Appreciate that.
I felt terrible today. There was this guy on a wheelchair, and I wanted to give him money, but it was like I didn't have anyone in the passenger seat, and then obviously it's kind of hard for him to get it, and traffic was going. So I told Vivi that we'll go back tomorrow and kind of bless him a little bit.
Yomo, $5 super chat. Appreciate the support, buddy.
What a guy. He says, thank you for the streams and the intro to this collecting community. It's been a true joy watching you guys. Merry Christmas to you, angels. I remember Yomo's first stream. He kind of said like, hey, kind of new here, and he's been a regular. So Yomo, we appreciate you watching, bud.
Thanks for watching, bud.
Big dog pound.
Merry Christmas to everybody.
Cumpleaños, Marco. Cumpleaños.
Yeah. Well,
said it perfectly, John.
Marco, you're
without an accent. You love to hear it.
Yeah, no guacamole.
My
Yeah,
stadium
do you
is
guys
en
have
route.
anything-
Thank you,
Yeah.
Zach. Appreciate that.
Do you guys have
I cannot
anything
wait.
going on your channels, the three of you?
Yeah, so I wanted to say a big thank you to you guys as well as the chat. Ben Thomas Show hit 800 subs today.
Hey,
Hey,
congratulations!
nice.
Thanks.
You love
It's
to see it.
huge milestone for the year. I started streaming in March and doing my little channel, and I'm not. Like, I'm totally aware that I would not have been where I am today with those guys and the subs if it wasn't for you guys, but also all the other great streamers that I stream with. And honestly, there's too many to name in one go. But to everybody who's given me a platform, I appreciate you guys. You guys are all like brothers, so thank you. And thank you to everybody in the chat who supported my Star Trek love and my random videos of cool shit that I think is fun. Hopefully we'll get to 1,000 here next year, and more to come for sure. But thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
What is it, Ben? I'll forget it. I'm not going to say it. Listen, guys, I had a good joke, but I
Save
can't
it for
do
next
it.
year. You gotta
I
save
can't
it for
do it.
next
No,
year.
no, next year I can't do it.
It's a fresh slate.
I can't. I have a soul.
Oh boy.
Sometimes.
It's a little salty. But
What about you, Marco? Anything?
Oh yeah.
Or John?
Oh, yeah. No, Marco, please take it away.
Yes, I will. So Gigi and I will be dropping the latest episode of the She Said No podcast. We're going to do it live. We were going to pre-record it, but we're going to do it live at some point tomorrow. So please look for that on our channel. If you're not following us yet on Instagram, 1/6fix. And yeah, check us out. We'll drop the link and the time over there. So more information to come on that.
Sweet. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys. Had an awesome year with you. Same with everyone who tunes in on the afterwards on the show, on the podcast, and everyone, of course, in the live chat. Appreciate all you guys. You guys rock.
Absolutely.
Tune in also, just to mention, tune in on CW the 30th, December 30th. We got Club this Friday. December 30th, we're going to go as well. That's going to be the Statue Award show, guys.
Ooh.
So that's going to be fun. I've been putting that together. That should be a fun time. But other than that, everyone have a great holiday, Merry Christmas, and spend it with family, and be sure to be safe.
Yeah, definitely be safe.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah, hopefully. I know Lane was supposed to be on tonight, but had a little bit of a scheduling conflict. So hopefully, I know Lane's been wanting to get on the main show and talk toys with us. So we will we'll do our best to try to make that happen for you guys.
Well, he was supposed to be here today, and he failed to show up, so no more chances.
Yep, I second that.
One and done.
Lane, you're a good guy, bud.
You had your chance,
Fucked
dude,
up.
and you fucking shit the bed.
You chose your side, Lane. You chose your side. Actually, he chose his lane.
Wow. Anyways,
Hey, John in the chat.
Hey, look at that. Was in the middle of driving, but I just
Hey.
saw I won. Thank you. What a guy. What a guy.
Congrats,
Anyways, I love you guys. I hope everyone has a safe and happy Christmas. And yeah, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
I'm John.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Ben.
We'll catch you on the next episode.
Merry Christmas. Bye.